What do you say, everybody? Welcome to the Cubs Baseball Channel for our Friday watch party. Great to talk to all of you guys and watch a little Cubs and Brewers today. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. And if you're a regular, hey, welcome back. But go Cubs, everybody. I'm Mick Gillispie. Been covering the Cubs for 20 years, including broadcaster on Cubs.com and their AA affiliate Smokies and on a bunch of the other things that they do, including Marquee. And Anthony's going to be on in a second. But what I want to ask you guys to do is like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. And when you come back, we're going from the Cubs Baseball Channel to the Friday Watch Party. Let's go. Anthony Pasquale, I'm Mick Gillispie, and great to have all you guys here for a Friday watch party. What's up, Ant?
What's up, Mick? I cannot wait. These things have been so fun so far, and the Cubs have played really well when we've been watching them together on Fridays. It's the best tradition in baseball. 1:20 Friday. It's the only game on. Wrigley Field's packed. Got a division rival in town. It's going to be a fun one.
If you can't be there, then this is the next best thing.
Absolutely.
Sit in the stands with us, watching the game, talking about the Cubs, and we'll keep you kind of updated. I think a lot of you guys are watching the game with us. What we're going to try to do here is sync you with us, and we'll do that a few times throughout the broadcast, so we're all kind of at the same spot. And then for those of you that don't have the game, we'll keep you updated on that as well. So you'll be able to pay attention. But great to see all of you guys. Jim, great to see you. Tom, hey, go Cubs.
Yes, sir.
And it's so fun to when we get together here. But I'm really looking forward to this game. John, great to see you. And we'll kind of keep track of the comments too. But this is a big game for the Cubs. Craig Counsell's first matchup against his former team. What's the lineup?
All right, so the Cubs lineup, it's looked like it has against righties for the most part for the last few weeks. It's Nico Hoerner leading off, who has been undoubtedly the Cubs' best hitter over the last few weeks. Mike Tauchman in the 2-hole, Ian Happ 3, which is something I know gets fans a little bit upset, but there's not a better option at the moment with Suzuki and Bellinger down. Morel, Bush, and Swanson, 4, 5, and 6. I know Dansby's had his struggles lately, coming off an off day yesterday. We'll see what he can do then. Mervis, Amaya, and Hollywood Pete in the 9-hole for Hayden Wesneski, who's on the mound for the Cubbies today.
All right. We got Taylor McGregor in the red suit. If you guys are syncing with us. And John, I like Cole's suit, man. I mean, I got to tell you, I would wear that. I noticed that as well. I may even text him and tell him that.
Should we wear suits next Friday watch party?
I mean, maybe we could. I don't know. I don't have a lot of suits like that, but I wish I did.
I've got the same outfit, I'm sure, as you guys can tell from the last few watch parties, only because I feel like I can't change it up if they keep winning.
And that's why I'm going to do this. Take this off and bring out the blue.
There you go.
It's all about just kind of keeping it the same.
Absolutely. On Mick and I synced up. Hayden Wesneski's throwing some warm-up pitches here. If you guys are ahead of us or behind us, try to get to where we are. That way you guys could be reacting with us all together. But yeah, Mick, Friday watch party, Cubs Brewers, first divisional matchup of the season. A little rare for it to be all the way until May 3rd before that happens. But nonetheless, we've got the Brewers in town today.
I like Jake's Hollywood Pete picture there. It's good to see. What do they call those? The pictures that you use for your
like a profile picture?
Yeah. There's a name for them though. Anyway.
Avatar.
Yeah. Thank you. It's Friday. Brains.
We've got a Cubs fan from West Virginia tuning in. Welcome.
Hey, there you go.
Love to see that.
I lived in West Virginia for a minute in Huntington, West Virginia, all the way down at the bottom. I don't know if you know this, but this is the state right here. This is how they show you like this. It was like right here.
Gotcha. Okay. You guys got the Brewers batting order on your screen there. William Contreras in the 2-hole for the Brewers. Obviously, his brother was a longtime Cub, Wilson. Sal Frelick leading off. Tyler Black, the rookie, in the 3 spot. Willie Adames 4. Jake Bauers 5. A Cub rumor that ended up going to Milwaukee, Rhys Hoskins 6. And then Terrain, Dunn, and Perkins rounded out as Wesneski kicks and gets this game underway with a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, look, I always like to start the game with a strike. First off, I like the Milwaukee Brewers batting helmets and the uniforms, and the Cubs have the best unis in baseball.
Not sure where that one missed, but evens the count at 1-1. That looked like it was pretty right down the middle to me.
Like when it goes in the box, isn't that like a strike?
Should be automatic. As Frelick flies that one to left. Got some carry on it, but I think Hap's going to haul it in for out number 1.
Does that worry you at all? Like when you see the ball carry like that?
Yeah, because that looked like just a little flick to left and it got all the way to the warning track. Has to be. I wonder if they're going to show on this marquee stream if they're going to have the wind, because I usually like paying attention to that.
Hap, PCA, Tachman in the outfield, left to right, Morel, Swanson, Horner, Bush, third to first. There's another one. Those are good pitches.
Yeah, William Contreras in there batting .345. He's been undoubtedly the Brewers' best hitters, but honestly one of the best hitters in baseball thus far.
And he was a Brave too, right? And they traded him.
Yes, he came over in, I'm trying to think who the Braves got from the Brewers. It was a 3-team trade, and William ended up coming over to Milwaukee. Here's the 1-1. Another fly ball. This one's shallow. Dansby's under it.
Sun looks like an issue. Yeah, Sun looks like an issue today, man. I mean, you're talking about the glasses on. Some guys do the eye black, you're waiting on it to come down. Yeah, already getting angry about the umps. I'm a fan of automated strike zone, guys. I just am, and I probably will be until it comes out and it's not any good.
Now, automated strike zone as in like no matter what, it's the like in the box, it's a strike, or you can challenge it. And if
challenge, I'm for the challenge. I
like that too. I like the challenge idea. But then again, that would probably lengthen the game when all you're trying to do is shorten it. So that's kind of why they probably haven't gone to it yet. Here's a good question from Tom. What happened to Ryan Braun, man?
Yeah, whatever happened to that guy?
He I think it was 2 years ago. He was supposed to come to spring training, and he was just like, nah. And that was it for his career. He didn't really get to retire.
Was it like recently?
I think before the 22 season, as Wesneski misses high, 3-1 to count now. But Braun, he was a certified Cub killer for a while.
Hate those guys. Pitch. Albert Pujols to me was the worst.
Yeah, ball 4, 2-out walk issued to Black. That'll bring up Willie Adames. Yeah, I agree. Albert Pujols, but see, he's one of those guys that was so good, like against everybody. So it's hard to call him specifically a Cub killer because he's a Hall of Famer. But when I think of guys like, Harrison Bader's one, Ryan Braun, like maybe an all-star here or there, but specifically against the Cubs, they were awesome, which is why we all hate those guys so much.
Yeah, right.
Wesneski's first pitch to Adames was inside, so I believe 4 straight balls now. Trying to get back dialed in. Big lead off of first. And runner going.
I was worried about like the amount of pitches now.
Yeah, I always think it's weird that on any given day, they don't worry about innings. They worry about pitch counts. But at the end of the year, they worry about innings. There should be a stat for pitches thrown, and that's what we should be worried about. Because if you have 180 innings, but a lot of your innings are, 5-6 pitch innings, that's a lot different than 160 innings when you have 20, 30 pitch innings.
Right.
So now runner in scoring position after that stolen base. Wisniewski finally gets one into the zone.
Yeah, good pitch there. How about the job that Craig Counsell's done? But how about the job that Pat Murphy's done replacing Craig Counsell?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably you could argue that the best story, or at least most surprising one, is there's a fly to Hap for the inning. Cubs will come up to the plate in the bottom of the first. But yeah, I think probably one of the best stories so far, or at least most surprising, is that the Brewers are number one in the NL Central and toward the top of the National League.
Yeah, I've been surprised by that too. What do you guys think the biggest story is? Oh, here we go. Joey Votto, another Cub killer.
I like Votto too. Just as a player, as a person for baseball, I like Votto.
Yeah, Steve Garvey.
Mike Schmidt.
Yeah.
He was awesome against the Cubs.
Still worried if we had automated box, it would become a floating bin that pitchers will try crazy to. Yeah, I've heard that too. I actually had one of the guys that's one of the pitchers for the Cubs. One of their family members reached out to me and was like, because I've been big on the automated strike zone thing, and they were like, hey, we tried it in AAA and it just wasn't that good. That was when they were doing every pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that they never gave you the outside corner, like you just couldn't get the corner, like they wanted the whole baseball in. But then they tweaked it and they made it to where it was a little bit bigger. And, so I don't know. I mean, I guess with the automated strike zone, it's just that I get so sick of, and I sit here and I watch baseball every day, not when I'm just talking to you. I mean, I've done it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
and they're humans. They miss pitches. And one pitch in the right spot, I saw the Marquee postgame show the other day, and Cliff Floyd was talking about the umpires and how they had missed some calls. And it's like one or two pitches called the wrong thing at the wrong time can lose you a game. And I agree with him on that, and
sure.
I think that helps that.
Let's check in real quick on the parlay of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Today.
Let's hit it.
We've got Dansby Swanson to get a hit, the Cubs to win the ball game, Hayden Wesneski with 4 strikeouts, and there to be no runs scored in the first inning.
Okay, well, we're halfway there.
Halfway there with the first inning, but Wesneski, all the outs were flyouts, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And we'll check in with it periodically as the bottom of the first gets underway. Cubs up against Joe Ross, former National, kind of bounced around as well. He's ahead of Horner now, 0-2. I think Hap and Swanson both have homers against him in their careers.
Yeah. Oh, Willie McGee. Willie McGee! Man, I remember Willie McGee. That was some good Cardinal teams.
Horner out to center field, hauled in, out number 1. But, Mick, what do you think of the Chicago writing out there in center field?
Oh, they do a great job, man. I mean, they have special lawnmowers that they that they're able to kind of write things in the grass. And I can remember, when we lost, I think it was Santo, right? And they put a big number 10 in the outfield, and they had the circle. And
they did that with Ernie too, the 14. I remember.
Yeah, maybe, and I might be thinking of Ernie, but they're just so talented. I mean, the grass is perfect.
It looks awesome.
What's hard is when they have like a concert out there, and then they got to go and throw like the grass back on the field to play baseball.
Right. As Mike Talkman comes up to the plate, 0-1 the count, 1-1 now. Talkman's been awesome, especially since Bellinger and Suzuki went down. He's been probably the Cubs' most consistent hitter. Couple of homers, too. He's got some pop.
Yeah, this was we were talking about this the other day. I watched the game, and they said that Pete Crow Armstrong would have been out, like they had called the league office. But then you were telling me that you thought he would be safe with the using the helmet to be on second base.
Just because like with the same thought process of like the wrist guard, like the sliding gloves, that like that's an extension of your body, and that is considered safe if that hits the base. But I think the problem is because the helmet was in his hand, like he was holding it, it's not an extension, it's just an object. So technically he should have been out. But, he obviously beat the throw. And if he didn't have the helmet in his hand would have stayed on the base.
Well,
so
think
like,
if he would have been out, like it would have been such a big story.
Right. And John asked, what if he did that with the helmet still on his head? Then he'd be safe because it's like a batting glove or a cleat. That would be safe just because it was off of his body. Greetings from Brazil.
What's up?
Pasta Daddy. Talkman swings at the 2-1. Flies it to center. Perkins hauls in another one. 5 outs, 5 fly balls.
You're almost, if the Cubs don't score, you're going to survive the first inning parlay. Yeah, the first leg. Pasta Daddy, go Cubs. Greetings from Brazil. How impressed are you with Shota? Such a character. I love him. I love Shota. I didn't think the Cubs were going to get him. Covered that. You kept hearing the media telling us that the Cubs weren't going to get him, and I don't think they were if it was just based on money. But the thing I love about him, there you go, Hap on base with a single. What I like about Shota, though, is that he wanted to be a Cub. He gets it. And certain players do. They just understand what it means to be a Cub. So since he's gotten with the Cubs, it's been great. And honestly, like the only bad outing he had was that first outing against the Dodgers where he was kind of pitching inside. And then the guy hits the long home run and everyone was scared. And then guess what? Like he's totally changed. He works away, up and down, comes inside on occasion, but he's been great. He's the best pitcher in baseball so far.
Yeah, I love Shota, and I was pumped when they got him. It seemed like it was going to be a great move, and he's fit with the Cubs. He's fit with the clubhouse. He's been awesome. Morel behind in the count, 0-1 after Hap's single. Huge swing on the first pitch. Big swing on the second one. Grounds it over to third, and that will retire the side with a smooth throw across the diamond. Leg one of the parlay in the books. No runs in the first inning. The Cubs do get a hit, though, from Ian Happ.
I would have been happy with you losing your parlay had we scored, by the way.
I would have, too. Yeah, Shota Imanaga was named NL Rookie and NL Pitcher of the Month for the end of March and then, of course, April. So good for him. It's climbing toward that All-Star Cy Young Rookie of the Year conversation. I know it's early, but if he pitches like this, there's no reason for him to not be included.
No, well, he deserves it. I mean, he's been great. Let's take a look at the standings, just because these are the two, top teams in the division. And honestly, like I think that the division is pretty close to what I figured it would be.
Oh, really? I don't think so at all.
Well, I thought the Pirates would be in last. I thought the Cardinals would be right there. The Reds are sneaky young, but they've got all that young pitching that was injured, and they're hoping to get those guys back. I figured the Cubs would be somewhere near the top, and honestly, like I think that the Brewers are good too. I mean, I know they lost Burns
and Craig
and Craig Counsell. I don't think they're going to be able to hold this long term because William Contreras isn't going to be batting 345 all year. They'll have trouble scoring at some point, but he's off to a great start. I figured the Cubs. I'm really impressed with all the injuries at how good the Cubs have been. I just got to tell you that.
Yeah, I think that's the big surprise, that you've been without your best pitcher and 2 of your best hitters and a few of your best relievers, and the rest of your rotation has also been banged up, and that you're still fighting for first place. But I think on paper, fully healthy talent-wise, there's no reason the Cubs shouldn't win this division. I think they're the best team. I'm surprised that the Brewers are as good or have been as good as they have so far this season. I thought it would be the Cubs and Reds duking it out, but all the sports books had the Cardinals as favorites before the season, and they just didn't do enough adding on the pitching side of things. Sonny Gray's been good, but the rest of your rotation being Lance Lynn, Miles Michaelis, and Kyle Gibson is not good enough to win the division, let alone go any deeper in the playoffs. And all of their stars are, of course, aging with Arenado and Goldschmidt. But I think this year and beyond, it's going to be the Cubs and the Reds really fighting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you talk about like young talent and stuff.
Absolutely.
But if the Cubs can survive this stretch right now and get Seiya back and get Bellinger back and have those guys contribute with what we already have, this could be really interesting. But I do look at Matsui and he's like, talking about Alzolay. I don't think you should designate him for assignment, though.
Neither do I. He's out of options, but I still think a DFA is very far away. As Wesneski gets a
hoo-ha! He's just got a different demeanor than I noticed him in the past.
Yeah, he's got some swag.
He's got some swag, and it all happened, in that last second flight he had to take to pitch, and then in Arizona, and he comes in there and he kicks ass, and it was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I can do this.
Hoskins up now. I thought he was like a foregone conclusion that the Cubs were going to sign Rhys Hoskins, and he ends up going to Milwaukee. So we'll see how that goes. He's already got 6 homers on the season, which I think would be tied for the lead on the Cubs as well with Michael Busch.
So would you rather have Hoskins or Busch?
Busch, because even beyond this season, you've got Busch for the next 5-6 years, and it's cost controlled. How about you, Busch or Hoskins?
I'd take Busch, yeah. But I mean, Hoskins has been. It's honestly, it's his defense that I don't like.
Yeah, but I think that's also probably what you don't like about Busch as well. He's still working through learning first base. And obviously Wisdom's no better. So they really don't have a solid.
Let's say this. Wisdom's the worst of all of them.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Yeah.
He's got a really nasty breaking ball.
He does. As that's 2 away with 2 Ks there.
I saw somebody in here said that they thought today was the anniversary.
Make a play. That would have been cool.
Oh,
Warner,
wow.
Ranging to his left, flipped it over to Swanson just because thought Swanson might have a chance to throw him out. But running down the line, I think that was Bryce Terang. There's nobody faster, arguably, in baseball than this guy. Horner would have never been able to make that jump throw to get a guy like Terang out.
No. This is a nice flip, though.
So here's one thing I wanted to ask you. Maybe I'll wait till the next inning because we got 2 outs. I don't have the Vin Scully luck where you tell a story and the inning lasts as long as your story.
Yeah. I think a part of that was that he was just good at going to the end of the story and ending it. He probably had more stuff he could say, but he was a master.
He was. I
mean, by far.
Best.
I would have loved to have seen them turn that play, though. That would have been like on all the.
See, another great stop by Nico, but couldn't get the throw off. So that's 2 straight infield hits. Nico's made a great play on both. Just haven't been able to get the throwaway for 2 pretty quick.
Look at this.
Brewers.
Dive. Yeah, nice play. Well, again, it's Terang's speed.
Yeah.
If it's like us running.
The only play was first base there, and diving that far away from first makes that play so tough. So tough for Wesneski to give up 2 hits here, both of them on softly hit singles that did not leave the infield. Hopefully he could still get out of this inning. 2 outs, first and second. And that first pitch misses outside. Matsui's on fire today. I heard Marte got arrested for gunning people out at home.
Yeah, that sucked yesterday.
Here's Blake Perkins, the center fielder. Already been busy in the field. Gets his first at-bat for the Brew Crew today. And he grounds another one toward Horner.
Nico!
This one's nice and easy. And that'll
Nico!
do it.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. It'll be Bush, Swanson, and Mervis. Oh, by the way, the other day I had the opportunity to win Cubs tickets if I guessed the lineup correctly. Chief Cub offered this on Twitter. And the other day I guessed the lineup correctly. It was 1 through 9 positions and everything. I got the lineup correct, but unfortunately 7 other people did. So then the contest became pick the first player to hit a homer against the Brewers. You guys, a lot of you guys in the comments went with Bush, but 3 other people picked Bush. So I didn't want to potentially be in another battle. So I went away from Bush, and I went with probably the guy struggling the most on the team, Dansby Swanson.
Really?
So he's my pick, just because I'm the only one who picked him. So if he gets it, I get the tickets, no doubt about it. He's also got a home run against Joe Ross in his career. So Swanson's the pick for some free tickets.
I think we were all wondering what that was going to be.
Yeah, I wanted to do Bush, but once I saw other people were picking Bush, I got a little nervous. And even if he did hit one, I'd be, in another battle with 4 other people and have to do this again. And I don't know if my luck would have ran out or not. So I went with Swanson.
I wonder what the tiebreaker to the tiebreaker would have been.
I know. Who drinks a beer faster?
Could you win that?
It depends who I'm up against, but I feel like I'd have a decent chance. So we got Bush, we got Swanson, we got Mervis. And Bush is leading things off here. Bottom 2. Mick, did you see that the Rockies have trailed in every single game this season?
No, my God.
It's almost impressive to be losing in every single game.
I can't even believe. Honestly, I can't even believe like that whole.
Anything about that team?
Yeah, I didn't like. Oh, yeah, we go.
Ooh, fair ball down the right field line. Bush digging for second. It's gonna be a play here, I think. He's in there.
The guy's becoming a star, man. He's becoming a star.
Michael Bush, a double to lead things off here, bottom 2.
I can't wait to put him and Freddie Freeman's numbers up against each other at the end of the year and see where we're at.
Is Freddie off to a bad start?
Well, I don't know. I didn't even look, but I'm just saying this guy's going to be pretty competitive, I think.
It's a good hustle. Sets us up with a runner in scoring position, no outs. Obviously, the Cubs had trouble with this in extras the other day.
This could be your time. This could be your moment. Chief Cub could be giving you some ticks.
Dansby's got 3 bombs on the year. What a time for number 4. I haven't seen anything still about the wind yet, if it's in or out.
But the ball's carrying.
True. It's a good point. 1-1 the count to Swanson.
I think Dansby wants to be like Cal Ripken. He wants to be an everyday player.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think he's got to take the time off, Like, I'm not saying he's a platoon guy or anything, but I'm just saying, like, I like it better when he's
fresh.
when he's fresh. Exactly.
Well, he should be fresh. He got the off day yesterday, came in, just had 1 at bat, and was rung up on some brutal pitches.
Well, that's not going to get it done for you there.
Old grounder to short. I wonder what happens if nobody.
Well, it keeps going. It goes to tomorrow.
No, I mean if the guy who hits one is somebody that nobody picked.
Oh yeah, when's the game?
I think we get to decide eventually. I don't think.
Oh, okay. So
the day is
it's
already.
Not like, hey, it's this game.
So that'll bring up Matt Mervis. Would be a great time to get off the schneid with a little knock here as he takes the first one in the dirt.
I saw like we were kind of getting into to some Mervis conversation here. Mervis needs to start producing at the major league level. Mervis will never produce outside of AAA. He needs to go overseas. Look, I get what he's saying. Like sometimes you got to go to Japan or to Korea and play baseball and figure it out.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say he's a 4A player. He's better than the players in AAA, but he's not good enough for the majors. Kind of in that like David Bodie range.
Do you think that if David Bodie had a normal salary for the type of player he is, that he would have been to the big leagues more? Or does that even matter? I mean, I guess it doesn't even matter, right? Because he's getting paid anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he'll get the money anyway. I'm not sure about options or how that works. As Mervis swings and misses at another 2-2 the count.
I wonder what it's going to take for Mervis. What it's going to take for him to get confident. I mean, for Pete Crow Armstrong, it was the home run against the Astros, and now you guys see what I was talking about with Hollywood Pete. You see it now.
Right. I think everybody's sold on Pete Crow. That was a brutal swing and a miss from Mervis. He just doesn't look confident in anything he's seeing at the plate. And just like that, there are 2 outs. The Cubs still have a runner at second. It's Bush who led off this inning with a double. Now it's Miguel Amaya with a chance to get this first run scratched across. And Amaya hacks at the first pitch and dribbles it foul. Pete Crow on deck. The inning gets to him. You got to feel good about Hollywood Pete's chances.
Yeah, I would have taken Hollywood Pete probably. If I wasn't going to take Bush, which was my first choice.
Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant in the 8 spot instead of the 9 spot.
No. For your contest, to win those tickets.
Gotcha. Swing and a miss by Amaya.
Missed it by a mile. He's getting better. I still am just not totally sold on having him. Like if he was your everyday catcher, you see what Gomes is so important to the pitching staff. Like I think the reason why the Cubs have had so much success with the pitching since he's gotten there is him.
Amaya dribbles one to short. And Ross escapes the jam, or at least escapes the leadoff double. We head to the top of the third, still 0-0.
So how are we looking on the bet right now?
All right, let's check. We've got so the no run in the first inning hit. Wesneski's got 2 out of the 4 strikeouts. Just need a Dansby hit and the Cubs to win the game.
He's already got 4 Ks?
He's got 2 of the 4.
Oh, he's got 2 of the 4. I was going to say, man, I blinked and I missed him.
He's got 2 of the 4. So if he goes, 4 or 5 innings, you'd imagine he'd pick up 1 or 2 more strikeouts.
John brings this up, and this is one of the worries that I've had about this Cubs team is how they're batting with runners in scoring position. When you're missing Dansby Swanson and you're missing Cody Bellinger, you just do not have the producers, right? And I think that Pete Crow, Hollywood Pete has done a decent job of contributing. Tachman's been really good, but how long can that maintain. Hap and Dansby have not, now that the pressure of the lineups on them, they're not really performing. And you just wonder, like, how does this translate into run scoring? But one thing I love about Craig Counsell is it doesn't really seem to matter. Like, he just figures out a way with this team to put him in position to win. I mean, it's so calculated. He just doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell. Like, I wish there was some type of metric to know how many wins or losses your manager is adding or taking away from you, because that'd be like the only way to really compare him to like Ross, for example, or even other managers across the division or across the league. But it just seems like the teams that Craig Counsell manages are never losing themselves games, and they're always in every game, which makes it so dangerous. And that's why the Brewers are always hanging around the playoffs every year. And I think we could both agree that talent-wise, the Brewers have not been the best team in this division over the last 6 years, but they've been the best team in the division, and you have to give a lot of credit to the manager at the top step.
There's a throw. Oh, nice.
Morel made a play.
Seiya took batting practice today, so that is a good sign.
Also, they said that Justin Steele, if his bullpen today after the game goes well, he is set to start Monday against Padres.
There you go. There you go.
So we'll get the man of steel back in the Cubs rotation, which assumedly would send Wesneski or Brown back to the bullpen in a long relief role, which just strengthens every piece of the pie there.
And you want a strong pie.
Exactly. You want a very strong pie. As William Contreras back in the box. Wesneski ahead on him. And he fouls that one back, 1-1 the count.
I can't believe that he's become a better player than his brother. But I remember when Willie was coming up through the system, I think he'd be the guy to tell you that his brother was going to be better than him.
And it's funny, they're both Willie.
Yeah.
Got Wilson and William.
And make it all easy, right?
Becky brings up a point. We'll get to it after this. Pete Crow going back. He just makes those catches so easy.
Look, and Wesneski knows, like, if you don't, there's not, some outfielders aren't going to catch that. And he's showing up and he's not diving. I remember there were people that would watch Albert Almora play, and he would always make these diving catches. And, and then you would talk to some people and they'd be like, you know what? You don't want someone to dive. You want someone to stay on their feet, because then they can make a throw. A lot of that's eyewash. But Pete Crow Armstrong isn't the defender of the year of all the minor league teams for no reason. And the more that he plays in center field there, and the more comfortable he gets, the better he's going to get.
Yeah, with Pete Crow, it's more of just how good he is at covering ground and reading the ball off the bat, that he makes plays that for other, say Albert Almora, that Albert Almora would have to dive, Pete Crow's under them comfortably. Like, that's what he adds. As Wesneski gets over to cover first, and that retires the side in the top of the third.
Oh, I love that.
A little PFP to end the top of the third. We've got PCA leading off in the bottom of the third. So we get to see our guy, Hollywood Pete. But just to go back to this here, at the last inning after the leadoff double from Bush, Becky says that Dansby Swanson should have just bunted to get him over to third. And 85
they don't play like that anymore.
Monks says getting him to third with one out, the chances of scoring the run increased by times 3. But I don't know if you guys heard, Craig Counsell hates bunting. He loves analytics, hates bunting. So the Cubs aren't going to be bunting much. Craig Counsell is kind of against that philosophy. And the other interesting part of it is that he dives so much into these lefty-righty platoon and don't let the pitcher face the lineup a third time analytics. And I guess part of those studies show that, bunting isn't the better baseball play. And he's just an anti-bunter. Are you a big bunt guy?
I am. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that the bunt, if it's executed properly, is a weapon.
I agree.
And I like bunting. I like bunting probably a lot more than most people. And I guess because I played third, as a kid, and I know that like there were just some bunts that just started big innings. Somebody would get bunt one at you, and it'd be like a little roller, and then a bloop, and then somebody hits a home run, and and all of a sudden you gave up 3 runs. I think that moving runners matters. But I think you also have to feel the game. Like what's the game feel like? What's the situation like? And I hate to use the term but the old guys used to say, use a gut feeling. And I know what they mean by that. It's like, kind of just having a feel of what's going on in the game. And there's games where one run's going to win this. Bunting's a weapon there. Some games where it's like, those Wrigley games with the wind blowing out, you're not going to waste an out. You want everybody to just try to hit a home run, right?
Yeah, it's one of those things, and it's also about putting pressure on the defense, and I feel like that's valuable as well. As Pete Crow Armstrong takes a big swing and a miss. We could do this on here.
This is your thing, though. You love Immaculate Grid.
So how do I do it? I make a new tab and then I hit present.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Here, let me knock this out. You want to do one?
Yeah, well might as well.
Let's do it. I'm with you. I think it'd be a great idea.
All right, so
with the group of us that are here right now, all 170 you guys, thumbs up, please. Thank you for hanging out with us, watching the game, and now doing watching the game and doing Immaculate Grid at the same time. But thank you guys for being here, by the way, and make sure you subscribe to the Cubs baseball channel.
All right, are you able to put that up there?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So keep an eye on the comments because I'm going to be in the other tab. A's and Royals. If we got a guy.
Is this Cubs?
No, none of these are Cubs. I could look for one that has the Cubs in it.
Yeah, yeah. Let's. Well, you just want to do this one real quick, just as a warm up.
Sure.
Okay.
A's and Royals. As Horner takes a strike.
Let's see.
Let's see if the comments, if anybody's got
I'm thinking of like one of those guys that played for the Kansas City. Oh, no, it couldn't be that. It would still be the A's.
Well, we could start on the right. Do you know an A that had a gold glove? Oh, Matt Chapman did.
Yeah, Matt Chapman.
We'll go Matt Chapman.
There's a swing and a miss.
All right, 23% for Matt Chapman. How about a Cleveland Indian / Guardian with a gold glove? I'm sure Lindor did it.
Pretty good pitch there. Nico just trying.
Oh, here we go. We can use a Cub here. A gold glove and a guy who had 100 RBI. Anthony Rizzo. 1%. There we go.
Nice. So here's Mike Tauchman.
And he takes one low. Let's see if anybody in the comments has anybody.
Alomar?
John Lester for the A's and the Nationals. Good call. 5%.
Nice.
A National with 100 RBI. Did Schwarber do it over there? Or did he? Oh, no, he got traded his first season.
Yeah.
Got traded to the Red Sox. When you guys put it in the comments, say for which one. A's in Kansas City, Matt Stairs.
Do it.
4%. Nice work. Did Kenny Lofton ever win a gold glove? It's a good question. The National with 100 RBIs, Bryce Harper.
It's everybody picked that one.
Yeah. A Royal with 100 RBI. I'm sure Sal Perez did it.
George Brett.
George Brett probably did it too. Edwin Jackson is the I don't know answer just because he's been with everybody. Mike Tauchman, the 1-2 check swing. No swing.
He didn't swing. Come on.
Let's see if you guys got any other suggestions here.
Hey, did we get one for that? Johnny Damon?
Yeah, that's Matt Stairs.
Good one. I forgot Johnny Damon played for the A's. All right, 2-2.
Oh, Cleveland and Washington. Jan Gomes. Good one. Good take by Talkman. You know, he averages the most pitches per at bat in the MLB.
No, I didn't, but there's been a couple people in here that are huge Mike Talkman fans, and I get it, man. I'm seeing it, like
Kenny Lofton with 4 Gold Gloves. Ooh, could be a tough play here. Talkman pulled up a little bit. That'll do it for the bottom of the third. We go to the fourth, still 0-0.
All right, let's finish this so we can find one with Cubs in it.
Yeah, we're looking for a Royal and a Guardian, and then a Royal with 100 RBI season. I'll just do Salvador Perez here. I think he did it. Now a Royal and a Guardian.
Or an Indian.
Yes.
And Kansas City. Man, this is like where I should have studied my baseball cards more.
Yeah. KC and Cleveland, Carlos Santana. All righty. Carlos Santana. All right, we got a 143.
Okay. All right. As a group, we got a 143, guys. Let's find one with Cubs. And
this one we could do Cubs for it.
How does it just generate automatically, or can you say I want one with Cubs?
You just have to look at other days and then try to find one that had the Cubs in it. Okay. But this one we can pick Cub players.
Okay, so it's Hall of Fame, All-Star, played in the Negro League.
And then 10 homers, 10 wins, 300 career average. So, for example, 10-win season All-Star, we could do like Jake Arrieta. And he's got a 1%.
All right, only Cubs here.
An All-Star with a 10-plus home run season, Dexter Fowler.
Yeah, go for it.
0.04. We're off to a good start.
Yeah.
300 career average and an All-Star.
I forgot Dexter came over from. Remember, Dexter was with Colorado, and they didn't like him. Like he. Oh, here's one right here. Joe Black.
Joe Black, 10-win. Well done.
Nice. Gracie.
Mark Grace for 300 career average and an All-Star.
Yeah, but he would have done that a lot. Oh, career average.
He was 0.7. Off to a really good start on this one. Jim Thome for 300 career batting average or 10 home runs. Which one did you want Jim Thome for? I mean, I'm sure he hit the home runs for sure, but
10 plus home run seasons batting. What about Ernie?
Yeah. Did Ernie play in the Negro Leagues?
Yes.
We'll do that there.
I don't know if he
he did not have a 10 home run season.
That's what I was going to say. I didn't know if he had 10 home runs.
All right, 0.7 there.
10 home run season in the Negro Leagues.
I'm sure Jackie hit 10 homers. A Hall of Fame with.
But he didn't play that long. You got to think like guys that played long, but then they're not as well known.
Real quick, Becky with a good question. Will Hayden go back to the bullpen when Justin Steele comes back? It'll likely be Hayden or Ben Brown. My guess is Hayden.
Yeah, see, Jim's right. Ernie signed, but he didn't play.
Got it. Okay, so I jumped the gun on that one a little bit. 300 career average and a Hall of Famer, but we're looking for Cubs here.
By the way, Willie Adames up against Hayden Wisniewski, who's done a nice job so far.
He has. Scoreless through 3. It's the first batter here, the fourth. Trying not to lose him here on a 3-2 pitch. Check swing.
Yes, get back in there. 3. Get back in there, buddy.
Yeah.
Rhino. Could we put Rhino? We could put Rhino in there, right?
Is Rhino a career 300 average guy?
No, not career though.
Okay, we could do Jackie Robinson here.
10.
Fergie for a 10-win season.
Yeah, let's go Fergie. Love Fergie's awesome, by the way, guys.
1%. And then
Fergie's
we need
like
a Hall
the
of
nicest
Famer.
dude. He's like the most unassuming Hall of Famer I've ever met. Like last time I was at a game, I was out at Sloan, and I look over and I'm like, oh, there's Fergie. And I just walk over with my hot dog, and I'm like, what's up, Fergie? Like, what's up? How you doing? Like, nah, not pretty good. What you doing? Nobody's bothering him. He's just hanging.
I wish they put Fergie more involved in Marquee. My dad was saying it yesterday. They need more of those legends involved.
I know. I think there's a lot of things over there.
A 300 career average Hall of Famer that was a Cub. Was Dawson a 300 career average guy?
No.
Was
maybe what it was Hornsby?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Okay.
For a career?
We'll go Rogers Hornsby.
Yeah.
Lou Brock probably too. Hornsby is correct. All right. So we did get the Ernie one wrong, but we nailed the rest of them. And let's try to find one more with a Cub. No, Sox and Cardinals. Absolutely not.
Just got to keep zipping through.
Yeah. We'll find one.
Another 3-2 count, by the way.
Cub and threw a no-hitter. Jake Arrieta.
Yeah.
Carlos Zambrano. No, let's go Alec Mills.
No. What about oh yeah, that would be a good one. Who was the guy? I interviewed a guy.
No way.
I interviewed a guy the week after he threw a no-hitter, and it was like somebody, it might have been Mills.
How about
Cubs event? Can we change it?
No, but we could use Jake in other spots. We could use Jake for 20-win season through a no-hitter. We could do that.
We should have gone, but I was going to say we should have gone with Ken Holtzman.
How about a Philly that threw a no-hitter? I know Holiday did it.
Yeah.
But if anybody's got a more obscure answer.
Yeah, I'm thinking old school. What do you guys think? Old school Philly. Steve Carlton probably threw 2 of them.
That one's flown to the right field line. Talkman giving chase.
Yes.
Oh, what a play.
Yes, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Mike Talkman.
That's why when you put a center fielder in right at Wrigley, just kind of the way that it plays there, you can do some damage there. Nice job. Oh, how about, Cole Hamels?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, good pick there.
A Cub and I was actually at that game. It was at Wrigley Field.
A Cub, you want a really obscure Cub and Pirate? Kevin Hart.
Jeremy Burnitz.
No, go Kevin Hart. This one's, this has got, no one's going to get this one.
HART?
Yeah.
0.08. That one slapped the other way for a base hit. Philly and Pirate. McCutchen was a Philly, right?
Yes.
Oh, wow. 47%.
Yeah, that was not a good one right there.
Pirate in a 20-win season. I wonder if Garrett Cole ever won 20 games. I doubt it.
What about Halladay did?
No, Pirate, not Philly.
Oh, Pirate. Who were those Pirates back in the day? Oh, John Lieber's one of the answers?
Could be.
Yeah, it's my guy, man. We're talking about doing a podcast on here.
Oh, together. But Lieber might have been the answer for Cub and Pirate.
Oh, yeah. He would have been. Yep.
So we need a Pirate with a 20-win season pitching. And then a Cub with 2,000 strikeouts, a Philly with 2,000 strikeouts, and a 20-win pitcher with 2,000 strikeouts. You got to assume Fergie struck out 2,000 guys, right? He pitched for so long.
Yeah, he did, right? Lester?
Lester might have also.
But let's go Fergie. I mean, come on.
Did Fergie ever have a 20-win season?
I think so.
Okay, then we could do Fergie down here.
I think so. He had to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we could do Lester up here if we think he had 2,000 strikeouts.
By the way, 2 on and 2 out.
Now we need a Philly. I mean, Holiday had to have done it.
This is a big pitch.
And now a Pirate with 20 wins. 1-2 the count. Wesneski deals. Swing and a miss. Yeah.
The dude's doing it, man. The dude is doing it.
He absolutely is. Let's see if the comments got a pirate with 20.
A pirate with 20 wins.
Oh, Doug Drabeck. There we go.
Yeah, I was going to go even further back than that. But do Drabeck. That's fine.
There we go. A 152. Pretty good. Let's take another look here at the parlay. I think Wesneski just got his third strikeout. So now we need one more K from Wesneski and a Dansby Swanson hit. So, Mick, what were your thoughts on the Pete Crow slide? Initially, did you think legal, not legal?
You mean on the thing yesterday? I didn't think anything of it. Like I was like everybody else. I just figured, wow, it's probably something that he's safe. He didn't, it's not like he did that, but he didn't have to do that. And I didn't look at it as like, oh, he's out,
Yeah. So that strikeout was actually Hayden's fourth. So now we just need the Dansby hit and the Cubs to win the game. Might be dead on that Dansby hit. Yeah, maybe.
Dansby's going to get a hit, man.
Gotta think so. He's got to.
He's going to do it. Or as I would say, do it. Do it. What do you guys think of Marquis? I know we've kind of talked about this before. To me, it just feels like it honestly, it just feels like it's a game of the week every day.
Yeah. Hap leads off the inning with a foul ball.
Have I mentioned that yesterday's home plate it's the worst? Yeah, he sucked. That's why I'm telling you guys, I am all for having the umpires held accountable. How about the one umpire threw out
Aaron Boone?
Yeah, Aaron Boone, because somebody yelled something and it wasn't even him.
Hap with a rip. 2 for 2. Yeah, that was hilarious that they warned him, say one more thing in your toss, and then a fan in the first row tosses Aaron Boone.
I know. It's so funny.
You know what I think would be a must-see TV?
What's that?
If the umpires had to have a press conference post-game.
It looked like a strike to me.
Exactly. Like if you could just get up there and say, it looked like a strike to me, I missed the call, we'll be better next time. Sure. But the fact that they just get to go home and eat dinner, they don't even get to face anybody. I think that would have been awesome. Or that would be awesome.
Yeah. Jake says Marquis been solid.
I think it's gotten better each year. It felt very national at the beginning.
This week has for
Boogs what a play.
Nice pick. No,
I was going to say that'd be one of the better double plays I've seen.
That's one of the problems with hitting the ball that damn hard. Like you
Hap was waiting to make sure it wasn't caught on a line. How did he not beat the throw to second?
Because that was, I know that looks like, but that ball was smoked.
I'm surprised they even had a play on Morel at first.
And look how fast he gets up. And that ball came at him at like 105 miles an hour or something. Like you have time to do it.
Yeah, that was a really good play. Now here's Bush with a runner on first.
Here's where the tickets are going to get lost.
It could be.
This is where
on the bottom.
This is where the 3 people are going to all win tickets, and you're going to have missed out because he's about to jack one right here. He's about to hit his own immaculate grid. The Immaculate Grid is the basket.
Here's the 0-1.
Oh.
Big swing. Big swing.
How about this guy, though? Like, just hanging around in the minor leagues and, we just got too many good players for him to be on our team. And then we go and get him. And, like, he's been a saving grace for this team in a lot of ways during these injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Not just him, but, I mean, I think that he's one of those guys.
It's the 0-2 taken upstairs. Yeah, he's been like a big savior to this team, but not only because of injuries. Like, he was kind of given the job and he's taken it and run with it.
Hey, look, I'll say this about umpires, and I'll get on these guys, and I know they have a strong union. I broadcasted games in the minor leagues when the umpires went on strike one year, and let me tell you something, it was awful. I mean, I just like the fact that you if you have the technology where you can fix it.
Bush in the air. A little blue single.
Base hit. You're still alive. But he got a hit.
Up my guy.
This could be a 3-run Jimmy Jack.
That'd be awesome. Seems like the wind's blowing in, but the ball's carrying, so it wouldn't be impossible to put one in the seats.
Hey, walks are good because if the pitching knows that you're not going to swing at everything, you're going to get better pitches, which is one of the problems I think that Javi's having in his career is that he swings too much now. All right, here's Dansby.
Come on, Dansby.
Uh-oh.
Dansby in the air, but it's not quite enough.
Oh.
See if the runner can get to third. Morel, he's in there safely.
Man.
Second. Yeah, good base running.
Fly ball. I thought you might have it there.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Best hit ball of the day by the Cubs. That was 99 off the bat.
John, if we're behind it, that's why we told you. You got to slow down so you're with us, man. We need to resync for everyone that's here. We'll do that. Let's do that at the start of next inning.
All right.
Bottom of the fourth. Let's get some runs. You ever heard anyone say that before?
Let's get some runs. Come on, Mervis. Big hit right here. Here's the 0-0. Swing and a miss.
All right. That was like as they say, down the cock.
Yeah. Right where you want it to be.
Yeah, this is his moment, Jordan. I'm with you. Yeah, just hit the pause button for 2 seconds and you're right with us. Here, I'll give you this one right here. Here comes the pitch on the way, taken low. All right. So now you guys all have that right there with us.
Yep. 1-1 the count to Matt Mervis, 0 for 1 on the day.
He's the only guy that looks good in that uniform, but it looks like he's wearing that to go to the club. He needs a gold chain.
And Mervis misses that on the outside.
Is Mervis an Italian name?
I think he's Jewish.
Oh, is he?
I think he played on Team Israel in the World
Baseball. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Cup.
that is right. He's a great guy. I talked to him for a while. Spring training. Him and Bush were like both in the same BP group, and I was behind the cage.
Here's the 2-1. Mervis takes one on the outside corner. Good pitcher's pitch from Ross there. Two and two the count. 2 outs. The Cubs number 22 at the plate.
So would you say Deuce is wild?
Deuces are wild, and there's about to be 2 runs on the board after this single, and it's a
Oh, man, that was not a good at-bat there.
He hasn't had good at-bats.
I know.
That's been the problem.
Man, yeah. Oh, well, the table was set, but we didn't eat.
We're still hungry, folks.
So what did you guys think of the Immaculate Grid?
I think we did a pretty good job.
Everybody's saying that Mervis sucks. He is going to be back in the minor leagues again. And honestly, I hate it because I want to see him do well. I wasn't as, I say this. I've always been sure of Pete Crow Armstrong. Like I'm positive. Like even last year when he was struggling, and I'm like, I kept telling you guys he's going to be fine. He's going to be a great player. I'm not sure about Mervis. Like he went up to basically went through the minor league so fast. He really didn't stay anywhere long and have that struggle. And then now he's in the big leagues, and I just feel like it's the first time he's really struggled, and he destroys pitching in Iowa, but then he comes up to the big leagues and he just doesn't look comfortable yet. So I think that he could eventually get it figured out, but he just doesn't look comfortable.
He doesn't look, and I don't want to like dog on him and say he's not like prepared or that he's not ready, but I think comfort is the biggest word. He just does not look like he's ready to produce at the big league level. Jordan says he needs some time to get comfortable, but unfortunately we don't have the other bats to give him time. I mean, fair point, but we sort of do because we let Mervis only hit against righties. We don't even let him face the challenge of lefties, and he's struggling with righties, which is concerning. It does make you think, like, did we jump the gun on getting rid of Garrett Cooper? Because he was definitely a major league type of bat that could produce and hit against major league pitching. And, at the time it was like, oh, the Cubs have some depth. This is a good thing that they're able to get rid of one major league hitter for another guy to get to the major leagues. But we don't know what Mervis is going to be yet. And we knew what Garrett Cooper was. And with an offense that's struggling so bad, wouldn't you like a Garrett Cooper?
Well, here's the issue. Okay, here's the issue with that. It's you got to know what he can do. You got to answer the question. Him being in the minor leagues isn't putting him in the big leagues where you can figure out what the future is with Mervis. And they're making an assessment right now. Can this guy play or can't this guy play? Cooper was always going to be a little bit better than a 4A guy. But I don't think that he was going to make a difference on winning and losing. I mean, he was a piece, but not even a good piece, an okay piece.
Fair, but I don't think Mervis, with the way that the Cubs have kind of set first base up for Bush and third base up for Mervis, have the ability to let Mervis figure out exactly what he's going to be.
Well, I think they're looking at it like, were they going to get rid of him or not?
I agree. I think
and you got a trade deadline coming too, and stuff like that. I mean, they're maybe they feel like that he can play, but I don't think it's that. I think that you got the people are telling them that, hey, this guy can play. We see it, and then he's getting to the big leagues, and he's not. He just missed 2 perfect pitches to hit. He's got to hit those.
Yeah, I think the goal might be to get his stock to a point where they could trade him.
Well, just so you know, like what you have. You think that if Michael Bush becomes a star, the Dodgers are there's going to be people in there's going to be questions to answer, even Absolutely. With all the money that they have and everything else. The person that wrote the report that said, "Hey, this guy, we should trade him. We don't worry about it." That they're going to look bad,
right? And you hope that if Mervis goes somewhere else, he doesn't make the Cubs look bad, which is always a possibility.
Well, Bernie's talking about Rizzo, and yeah, I tell you though, with Rizzo, I saw it, I saw it even when he came up and he had that spring training and he went, the Cubs first got him and it didn't do well. I just don't know with Mervis yet. Like, it's not that I can see it or I can't see it. I just don't know.
And see, that's the problem because everybody, there's the Cubs fan base is split in half. That half the people are saying, just give him time. The other half, you can't afford to put this guy in your lineup on a day-to-day basis. Well, which one is it? How are you going to give him time if you don't think he's good enough to play when you need a win or you need him in a big spot? And then how is he ever going to get used to those big spots if he never gets,
That's right. That's why you got to play him and you got to put him out there. And hopefully he has that Pete Crow Armstrong moment. Pete Crow Armstrong hit that home run, and you could tell on his face, like, it was just like so much pressure was off of him.
Hayden
And
with another. Hey.
So if you hit 5, you've hit 5 now, right?
Yeah, he's got 5. We're in good shape there.
We're
We
good
really
there.
just need Dansby to hit. For this parlay, we need a Dansby hit and a Cubs win. For the free tickets, we need a Dansby homer. So there's a lot riding on number 7.
Man, what if Dansby hit a walk-off?
That would probably be about as good as we could get for everything.
You'd go nuts.
That's all we need. Hayden's dealing right now. He's only
it's funny. The Smokies are doing Grateful Dead Night, the Cubs AA affiliate, and they're working on doing a spoof of the hat that you have, that the foul ball sign with the Grateful Dead bears.
Oh, that's cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be. Be alert for Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this hat. I bought it last year on Father's Day.
I love it too.
Cubs, Orioles. And I usually get a new hat every year. And I saw this one and I was like, I got to get this one.
Was that in the stadium or was that like one of the guys outside?
In the stadium.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, and I did not see it. I went to a game last week and did not see it. So it might have been just a last year thing, but I love this hat.
I've got the sign in my Cubs room.
Swing
this
and a miss.
This guy just went through 5, baby. This guy just went through 5. Goose eggs, everybody. Goose eggs, goose eggs, goose eggs.
You know what his nickname is?
Goose eggs.
Nasty.
Wes Nasty. Well, he was there. But he had his moment too. And his moment was that game against Arizona. You know, Hollywood had his moment, the home run against the Astros. Mervis hasn't had his moment yet.
And he's had small sample sizes, but it's been 2 separate call-ups that he just hasn't looked major league.
And I'm not arguing that at all. I'm just saying why it's a tough transition. But I don't know. I wouldn't bet my house that he's going to figure it out.
Right.
I hope he does. You know, Pete Crow Armstrong, I would probably bet my house. And it's the wrists. It's the way that Pete Crow Armstrong gets to the ball. It's not the defense. It's not the base running. It's just that works when you can go this fast and hit balls. And you saw it. He did it against the Mets the other day. That double he had down the line. It was like an inside pitch, and he's just like, whoop.
Yeah,
that's a weapon. Wes Nasty.
He's great.
Now let's score some runs. Move him to catcher.
Runs. Mervis?
That's what he's saying.
Interesting. Still needs, I guess if he's catching, you don't need the bat as much.
Well, yeah, I told you guys they moved Robinson Chirinos from shortstop to catcher, and he was a good shortstop. And then because they didn't think he could hit, and then he ended up being a really good hitter. And he was a good catcher, but he had concussion issues from the balls being fouled off of his mask.
Yeah, that's always tough. My brother was a catcher, and he used to get beat up behind the plate.
Yeah, it's the suckiest job in sports to me.
And he was like, ever since like T-ball, he always wanted to be like, he was just always the catcher on our team.
What was his who was his favorite catcher?
So my dad was a big Johnny Bench fan, so my brother kind of became a big Johnny Bench fan. But growing up, my brother liked Joe Mauer a lot because he was kind of really good right when we were young and getting into baseball. Yeah. So Mauer was a big one for him. Posey, obviously. I think all the catchers like Buster. And Cub-wise, Michael Barrett.
Michael Barrett, that guy was tough.
That guy was a haymaker thrower.
He liked to fight, didn't he?
Yeah.
Honestly, I like those Cubs teams with Barrett.
Yeah. We were just talking the other day, Matt Merton. He was the left fielder.
Foul.
Little foul. Got around on that one. Amaya crushed it.
What do you think about that section of seating down there? I've never sat there, and I never really I would sit there if I had to, but
I've sat pretty much everywhere. But that's probably one of my least favorite spots.
Yeah, it feels like you're so far out of it over there.
And you get cut off from like right down the line
Yeah.
And then you also get the screaming foul balls hit your way, and it's tough because like you're not like facing the foul balls.
Right.
So like it's a weird spot.
It feels like another typical Brewers Cubs game, by the way.
Yeah, it's going to be 1-0 probably. Amaya grounds to third. That Oliver Dunn, he's solid over there at third base.
Yeah.
They got a lot of guys that just play really good defense.
Well, that was kind of one of Craig Counsell's things, like, and I agree with that.
Then why have we been so bad?
Well, I mean, but because he's trying to transition corner infielders. You got a guy that in Morel at third who is awful, and he's getting better. So maybe he's not awful anymore, but he was awful at the beginning of the season. And then, Bush was playing all those other positions. He hadn't played first since college. And I got to say this, Jody Davis, that's my buddy, man. We got to have him on. He's supposed to do a podcast with us. And he said he doesn't have internet at his new house. That's good. And it's like, well, come on, man, get some internet. I'm going to text him right now and see what he's up to. It has been a minute.
The other interesting part of the Mervis Pete Crow thing, and it's like they both got a little cup of coffee last year, but I mean, you hit the nail on the head with Pete Crow. He got his moment, right? Like his ability to shake off some of the doubt and prove that you belong here. And I don't think it's because of a lack of opportunity, but Mervis just hasn't come close to that moment.
Well, I mean, when you watch that last at bat and he's just like taking the fastballs right and not hitting them. Oh, Taylor Davis, man. You remember the Taylor Davis? He would do the stare thing.
Dude, that grand slam against, was it the Cardinals?
That was awesome. So awesome, man. He is a great dude, too.
He seems like an awesome guy. Isn't he in the organization still somewhere?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while.
Is he related to Jody Davis?
Hey, Jody's texting me right now. He said he's at Wrigley for the weekend.
Oh, there you go. Pete Crow flies that one foul off to the left.
Taylor Davis is a great dude.
Come on, Pete Crow. 3-2 the count to the Cubs rookie. 0 for 1 today. And he flies that one. Shallow left. Could be a
drop.
Foul.
Those are the type of balls, though, that if it drops and then the guy makes any kind of muff, it's a triple.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Jody's doing first pitch and stretch tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
And then the Cubs baseball channel after. Keep the tour going.
Ask him when he's getting. I'm going to ask him when he's getting internet.
Maybe he's got some in his Chicago hotel. That's what Bernie Barron says.
Yeah.
3-2 again to Pete Crow. A couple of foul balls. Really good at bat. Let's see here. Bottom 5. And here's the 3-2. Pete Crow rips one to right, but another nice catch made. Milwaukee, they're in the right spots. Sal Frelick tracked that one down. 2 outs, back to the top of the order for Nico Hoerner.
Neek.
He's 0 for 2 today.
Oh, man.
The Cubs have 4 hits, 2 from Happ and 2 from Bush. Everybody else quiet.
Need a hit.
Here's
that goes over the fence.
To Nico, yeah. We need one that goes over the fence.
This guy's changing speeds. Like, he's just, he's.
Cubs have only struck out 3 times. They've put the ball in play a bit. Nico into the left field corner. A little misplay there. Hoerner settles into second with a double, 2-out double for Neek.
There you go, Neek.
Gotta love that. Now I got another runner in scoring position for the Palatine Pounder, Mike Talkman.
There we go. Now we just need to get one in. He's going to see Rhino. I told him tell Rhino we're thinking about him.
Absolutely. From all of us here at the Cubs Baseball Channel. Man, some of these comments are great. Nico is a gangster. Here's Talkman. Flies that one foul. Joe Ross, 95 on that heater right there.
Come on, Talkman.
Mikey boy. Need you.
282 on the season, man. A good batting average.
Yeah, it was in the 290s yesterday before the game. That one missed. 1-1 to count to Talkman with a chance to put the Cubs on the board here. Ross had 66 pitches. He could probably go out and pitch the sixth. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hayden out there for the sixth as well. Here's the 1-1 inside. You think Hayden's going out for another inning?
I don't know. I mean, are the Cubs still the team with the least amount of innings pitched by their starters?
Probably not anymore. Their starters have been good.
I think that Council brings more of a, our guys got to go deeper, but the bullpen's an issue right now. I mean, I think we can all agree on that.
Oh man, that's too bad.
Uh-oh.
Ball got away. Horner's got to work out of this rundown.
Damn.
That is such a bad break. It looked like it was going to go all the way to the backstop, and it bounced off a Talkman right to the catcher. And Nico was caught in no man's land. And unfortunately, that's how the Cubs run out of this inning. He should have been on third. I appreciate the aggressiveness, being ready to go with that ball in the dirt, but bounced right off a Talkman right up to the catcher there.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
It's a tough one. But you mentioned it. The Cubs bullpen is an issue. Mark Leiter Jr. is probably still on the shelf because of so many outings on the road trip. Yesterday, Palencia went quite a bit. He won't be pitching. Neris pitched yesterday. Who else pitched yesterday? Lovelady pitched yesterday. Almonte. So we'll see. I'm not sure who in the bullpen is available, which is why you would like to squeeze another inning out of Hayden. And I'm not asking him to go 110 pitches. He's at like 68 right now. Just, one more inning sets up the Cubs bullpen good for the rest of the series too.
Have you heard anything on when Merriweather? Because I heard that he was starting to get a little bit closer to being back.
I think he just started throwing, and that's the first thing that I've heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Light baseball activities.
Are we find us another one of those immaculate grids with the Cubs on there?
Yeah, let's do another one.
That was fun.
A little immaculate grid.
It helps. It helps the stress of a close game. Tomorrow, at some point, I am going to interview Kevin Alcantara. I don't know.
Jaguar?
The Jaguar. Yeah. I don't know when we're going to post it, but we'll get
I
that
saw your call the other night. The Jaguar stalking.
Floop.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he got off to like an awful start, 1 for 31, and he's been hot. All right, here we go. Back at it again. Wisniewski at 72 pitches answers your question. Back out for the sixth.
Looking for, all right, we could do this one, all Cubs. All right. Can we all see it? 10-win season, 300 wins in a career. We'll go Fergie there.
Steven says, so do you think knowing what we know, the Cubs passing on Hader was a good move? I don't know, man. It's just he was so expensive.
He was very expensive, but the Cubs still don't have their closer.
No, I
So,
know.
and I don't think you can, like, if another punch out for Hayden.
Sorry
He
about
looks
that, guys.
nasty.
Sorry about that.
If you could guarantee that those blown saves would be wins, you'd pay whatever price for Hader.
And the
All
issue
right.
is I don't even know who they have. Like, that's one spot where I don't even know like who the next guy is.
Right.
But I can tell you that Alzolay just isn't the same right now.
There's a high fly to left. Hap going back on it at the warning track. He's going to have enough room to make the catch. Two down.
Splash into the glove. All right, so where do we start here? Hall of Fame, 300-plus wins. Fergie Jenkins. We're on a Fergie Jenkins day. We could have said Greg Maddux, but everybody's going to pick him.
Oh, he does not have 300 wins.
Really?
Does Maddux?
Oh, Maddux has like 370 or something.
All right.
14%.
Interesting. I would have thought Fergie had it for sure. Who else has 300 wins? Any other Cubs pitchers with 300 wins? I don't think Lester did. He's far from it.
Yeah, we got to have somebody else to pitch for us.
.300 saves and an all-star, probably Kimbrel. He's a former Cub. Lower than a 3 career ERA. Career ERA lower than 3.
Jeez, that's a tough one. Can they still be playing? Yeah, they can, right? Isn't Kyle Hendricks ERA under 3 in his career, or is it above 3?
I would guess above 3.
Yes, it's not much above 3 though.
There's not too many guys ever below 3. I think DeGrom is, but he wasn't a Cub. I also think Kershaw is, but he's also not or never was a Cub. I wonder if like Aroldis.
Oh, that was a great pitch. See, and that's why I'm saying, like, that's a strike. They didn't call it a strike, and that's a tough pitch for the umpire. It's not like some of the ones that Angel Hernandez misses, but
Mordecai Brown?
I don't know.
Oh, what a good guess for this one. Less than a 3 ERA pitching Rizzo. Love it.
There we go. Bow!
Boom! Ha!
This guy's still rolling, dude. Still rolling. Now let's get some runs. And let's also play Immaculate Grid together, guys. Claude Pasquale.
Oh, Justin Steele's family friend.
Yeah, they played at
for which one?
That's for the
10 win?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. If that was what you meant.
I think we're running out of Cubs for this because I don't know how many other Cubs. Did Lee Smith ever have a 10-win season?
I would think yes.
Lee Smith is in the Hall of Fame. Okay.
Yeah. Hall of Fame, 300 career ERA. Who would a Cub with the 300? What about Maddux again? Could he be again for that?
No, you can only use him once.
Oh.
Alexander Rather? Who's that?
I don't know.
Oh, Bruce Sutter, 300 saves.
Yeah.
No, he did not have the wins. Let's do a new one. See if we find another one with the Cubs.
We gave up. Why did we give up?
You can't do a perfect grid once you get one wrong.
Oh.
Here we go.
Okay. Cub and Brewer.
Probably got a lot to choose from.
JC McGee.
JC McGee?
No, Casey McGee. Casey. CA.
Oh, okay. Spell like that.
C, not K. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
0.5.
Okay. So
a Cub that played third base minimum of one game.
I'm trying to think of somebody who might have just popped in there.
Daniel Descalso.
Do it. I don't care. Contreras. They say Contreras. Santa.
0.007. Born outside the U.S. 50 states in D.C. Shota.
Uh-oh.
Talkman fly ball to right field. And it's going to be the center fielder grabbing
Sammy
that one.
Sosa. What about Sammy Sosa?
Sure. Sammy, 18%. Detroit Tiger outside the 50
I should have said, you know what I should have said was Felix P.A.
Oh, good one. That's a good one. Detroit Tiger that played third base. How about Zach McKinstry? He was a Cub for a minute.
Do it. Here's Ian Happ. This is
1%.
left-handed Ian Happ.
Power hitting Ian Happ. All right, how about Brewers Tigers? We're trying to look for a Brewer and Tiger that was also a Cub, which might be tough to do.
Oh, there's Saya running the bases.
That's good to see. Inside the Hap.
Brewer and Tiger. Doug Strange.
He was a Brewer as well?
Was he a Brewer as well? I don't know. But Baez didn't play. We're trying to add the Cub into there.
Yeah, we're trying to do it all Cubs. We'd be able to do this a lot quicker if we just, rip through it. But trying to think of all Cubs makes it fun. Hap pulls that on the ground. Second baseman. Hap hustling, and it'll be Ross getting over. Hang on a second. Hap's been lefty all day then, right? Because Ross is a righty. I don't know why it looked so weird seeing him. Chafin also pitched for the Brewers and the Tigers. That was a good one. 3%. Now we need a Twin and a Brewer. A Twin who played a minimum of one game at third. And a Twin born outside the U.S. 50 states in D.C. that also were Cubs. Here's the pitch to Morel. Strike.
All right, Twin.
Was DeRosa ever a Twin?
LaTroy Hawkins.
Oh, there you go.
He played for everybody.
Morel with a big cut and a miss again.
There we go. Nice one. Nice one there.
Well done,
Fred.
Give me a Twin and a Cub who played third base.
A Twin and a Cub that played third base?
Yes.
Gary Gaetti. Right? Am I right, guys?
You are right.
Boom!
A Twin and a Cub born outside the U.S. I wonder if Edwin Jackson pitched for the Twins.
I don't know.
I'm not positive.
Yeah, let's cook. Let's cook, Jake. Let's cook.
2-2. Morel looking to keep this inning alive, get a little rally going. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count to Morel. We got 2 outs. Here's Ross. And his pitch. And Morel takes low. Count is full. A Cub and a Twin. Did Aramis play for the Twins? Good question.
I don't remember.
He played for the Pirates. He played for the Brewers. I don't know.
It'd be like a pitcher. Think like relief pitcher.
Morel in the air to center. Going back toward the wall. Morel has left the building.
He has done it again.
He has done it again.
We talk about it in the video. This is why you have to have him in the lineup. Let's go.
Love it. Christopher Morel, clutch once again. His last 3 home runs have put the Cubs in the lead. Love to see that.
Boom.
From Morel.
Who had Morel? Who had Morel?
Oh, I'll see if anybody did.
Somebody did. There's no chance that they didn't pick Morel.
Two people did. So we'll see what the next tiebreaker is. Unfortunately, that means no tickets, but I'll take the homer from Morel. Bush takes one upstairs.
Morel said, "Hold my tequila." It's Sunday is Cinco de Mayo, by the way. Could be, it might be, and it is. Kenny Lofton. Where was Kenny Lofton from?
I'm not sure.
You got to think like obscure reliever or something.
That were not from the United States.
Yeah, it's like from Dominican or something.
Yeah. Kind of stumped on this one.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Not U.S. and not a twin. Oh, Fernando Rodney. Yeah, see, this is what I'm thinking.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
I think that's it.
We'll go Fernando.
I think so, yeah, because I know he's from like Dominican, right?
53.
So is that
good job,
good?
Everyone?
Is that good?
Yes.
Good job, Eric. Thank you.
Good job, guys.
Often born in Chicago.
Of course.
You sounds like my answers to questions.
Got to change that banner. Cubs are up 1.
Hold on. I got it.
Morel 1 for 3 with a
With
home run.
Bomb.
Little bombito.
What do you think the Cubs are going to do pitching wise here?
So Wisniewski's at what, 80 something?
Yeah, he's there. They always get so worried about guys pitching past like the 5th.
I would love to see Wisniewski back out there. I think he's been dealing. But bullpen wise, you're kind of thin. Leiter didn't pitch yesterday as Bush strikes out, so he's 2 for 3 now for the ball game. Leiter didn't pitch yesterday, so I'd imagine Leiter gets the 8th, probably Neris the 9th. Neris had a really quick inning yesterday, so I'd assume he's available. Otherwise, I'm not really sure. Keegan's down, I would imagine. Gave up some runs yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say so too. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us here on the Cubs Baseball channel. We really appreciate all of you guys daily coming over here and kicking it with us. Please, if you haven't yet, give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And we appreciate it, man. These Fridays, every Friday day game, we're going to be on here. So,
and if Mick can get into town, we might try to do one of these live, either at one of the bars by Wrigley or maybe even try to work it out to do it from the bleachers, which would be a ton of fun.
That'd be so fun.
I said to Mick, Anthony Rizzo's return to Wrigley is a Friday watch party day. So we might do something special for that. Might try to get to the ballpark, but at the very least, you guys can count on hanging with us that day as we welcome Tony back to Chi-Town. Chi-Towny.
So you've gone by Ant and Anthony, but Tony, did they ever call you Tony?
Yeah, so growing up, it was mostly just Ant, and then it just kind of shifted into Tony. So I go by Tony. A lot of people call me Tony. Like, I'll never introduce myself as Tony, but like it kind of just picks up with people over time.
It's so weird because like I grew up with all the Tonys I grew up with were Anthony's, but they were always Tony. Like they were never Anthony. We would call him Anthony like just to make fun of him, right? But then the Anthony's were like Anthony's, you know? Like if you were Anthony, you were Anthony. But if you were Tony, you were Tony. But it was never like the same thing, you know? You would never see like, oh, Anthony, are you coming in for dinner? You know, it'd be like Tony, but then their dad would be Anthony.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've always, it looks like Hayden is out there for the 7th. So I've always been Anthony. Yeah, I get this a lot sometimes, Anthony. But always been Anthony, and then like the short one for that was Ant. So it'd be like, "Hey Ant, come here," or "Hey Ant, what's going on?" And then in college, a few people just started calling me Tony, and it really just took off. So now like I get Tone, I get Tony, I get Ant, I get Anthony, I get all of them. Here's an interesting question. I know he's on the injured list, but he was pitching really well in spring training. Do you think Caleb Killian has a role on this bullpen when he's healthy? I think the answer has to be yes, right?
Yeah, he's another one like Wisniewski, though, where you were kind of waiting for that moment to happen where
Yeah,
he would,
take
kind
over.
of get it figured out, and it never really happened. But then this spring training, he came out and pitched his best baseball, and he got hurt. And not the way this game works sometimes.
Yeah, and that was who the Cubs got in return for the Chris Bryant trade. It was Alexander Canario and Caleb Killian. So if you could squeeze anything out of either one of those guys, you feel good about that trade. Here's a name that we haven't talked about in a little, as Becky brings up. Do they need to bring up Edwards Jr.? This bullpen's hurting, and
Hey,
he's
he's
a guy
been
that
good.
we thought was going to be involved earlier. We thought he'd make the team, and he didn't, but they brought him back, and he's been pretty good in the minors. I'm surprised we haven't seen him.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up, but I was in there the other day, and his ERA wasn't bad at all. It was like 2.
Oh, and by the way, you got to watch Kyle Hendricks' rehab outing yesterday. What did you like from him there?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should play the audio. And he was great. First off, I've known him for a long time, and it makes me feel old that he's kind of like cycled through a career of success. He was working on stuff, throwing a lot of breaking balls. He's really frustrated with the way things have gone, obviously, but he looked pretty good. You could tell that he was really focusing on the breaking ball, and that and then all of a sudden, as he went on in the game, he got hit pretty hard, no runs.
Hap needs to make a catch here. A nice catch. Hard hit ball by Hoskins, but Hap gloves it.
He gave up 2 runs, but the bullpen came in and gave up the 2 runs. He got hit on the foot by a pitch, and they took him out. But 70 pitches, 51 strikes. He got better as the game went.
Here comes Craig. He'll take out Wisniewski.
Carl Edwards. Wow. A 2.08 ERA, a 1-0 record, 8 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts, 6 walks and 7 strikeouts. So I'm sure they'd want to get that down, but
got to clap this up for Wisniewski. What an outing.
Yeah, man, what a great job, dude. I mean, like, what a great job. That's awesome.
A great outing from Hayden. You mentioned Carl Edwards. We would definitely like to see him up with the big league clubs soon. It's Dick Lovelady coming in. There must be 2 lefties coming up, because I don't know why that's the first call out of the bench, but Richard Lovelady coming in to pitch for the Cubs. I think now, if you have it pulled up, would be a good time to play that audio as we're in a commercial break.
Yeah, look, let me pull it up. We'll let you guys watch it if you missed it.
Here's a little bit from the professor.
Yeah, honestly, it was really good to see him.
Yeah, I was also surprised that he didn't make the roster out of camp, Carl Edwards Jr. But it seems like he's getting close to being, ready to roll at the minor league level. I think you said a 2.08 ERA, so he's pitching well. Top 7, 1 out. Richard Lovelady coming into pitch. Cubs on top of the Brewers 1-0. Here for the Friday watch party. Also, the Cubs' first division game of the season, trying to get a 1-0 lead on the Brewers in the season series and win their first game against the NL Central for the year.
Good, just health-wise great. So
So how'd it go?
Good, just health-wise great. So working on some things. Pablo was great behind the plate for me, just mixing and not being predictable. Use my sinker a lot better, which I was trying to work on, and just keeping the ball down for the most part. So definitely progress.
Seems like you do a lot of breaking balls today.
few breaking balls. I was trying to work on that, just mixed in other counts. But it plays off the heater. You know, I'm getting ahead of my heater, then I get him to swing at those. Yeah, threw some good curveballs and threw some good changeups too. I felt pretty good overall.
We were talking about it way down, so you're going to show up with a game plan.
I always do, man. That's how I have to be. It's how I have to pitch, you know. Not just going to out stuff anybody, no matter what level it's at. So, yeah, came in with a plan, sat down with Pablo and Vern, went over everything, went in with good attack plans for this team, and really executed just a lot, which my hope is just execute.
Yeah, how frustrating is the season?
There you go.
Yeah, you hear a little bit from Kyle there, who made a pretty good rehab outing. What is it? 5 innings, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts. So pretty effective.
Yeah, not too shabby, as they say.
Yeah, not too shabby. Here's Bryce Terang. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Lovelady ahead in the count 1-2, trying to punch out Terang. He's dangerous on the base pass, so they love to get him out here. Little bender actually caught the inside corner.
I know. It's what I'm saying, man.
So bad.
Well, it's like
I'm not mad about that. When you miss your spot that bad and the catcher doesn't get a chance to make it look like a strike, I'm usually fine with that not getting called a strike.
This guy's numbers in Iowa were terrible. And then he comes up and he was pretty good, you know, like he's
spinning it well, which they love. Gets a lot of bite on those breaking pitches. Comes from an unorthodox arm angle. But he's worked this count full. Terang choking up on the bat.
Ooh. I would love to do this show from the rooftops.
Oh, that would be fun. We could probably do that.
Do this show and do the 999 challenge together.
Swing and a miss.
Hoo-ha! Hoo-ha! Boom.
Lovelady. Yeah, there we go. From 85 decibel Monks. He strikes guys out. A lot of the bullpen doesn't do that right now. Hector Neris has more walks than he has innings pitched or strikeouts. And that's our closer right now. Lovelady, punch out. Love it.
Look at those glasses that Assad's wearing on there.
Yeah, those look like ski goggles. Milwaukee's going to go with a pinch hitter to combat the lefty-lefty. They're going to have a righty come in to hit Joey Ortiz. Lovelady, 2 outs. Almost stretch time, Mick. Hope you got the pipes warmed up.
No, that's you.
Again?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe this is the plan. Maybe we'll try to get one done from the rooftops. That would be cool.
What if you guys all came and hung out with us?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Boy, Lovelady. Let's go, Dick.
Go get him.
All right, 0-2. I always like these situations. The Cubs crowd stands up, and you just know, here comes my best against your best. Let's see it. Here's the 0-2 from Lovelady. Little low. Says, look at the strikeouts and innings pitched. Ignore the ERA for Lovelady. You'll see his value. Another one flown. Right side. Bush under it.
Catch it. Boom, splash.
Attaboy, Lovelady.
Let's
Too
go,
quick out.
baby. Let's go.
Stretch time. At Wrigley Field. Cubs up 1-0. And Ray Burris, former Chicago Cubs pitcher, is going to be doing the stretch at the field. But you guys watching get to hear a good taste of me. Here we go. Let's see if I can match it up. A 1, a 2, a 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Let's get some runs. Cubs on top 1-0 after the 7th. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning right after the 7th inning stretch here on the Cubs Baseball channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys have any Cubs questions that you want to ask, throw them in that chat. And make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We come to you every single day. And we do these watch parties every time there's a home game on Fridays. So make sure you guys jump into the chat, jump in to our comment section on our YouTube videos that we post for you every day. I appreciate the love in the comments. It wasn't as bad as the last time. I'm getting a little bit better singing this thing. But yeah, me and Mick, we just love the Cubs. We love you guys. So make sure you jump into our comment section on here and on every video that we post. Cubs on top 1-0. Christopher Morel has a home run. Both Ian Happ and Michael Busch 2 hits apiece. We still need Dansby Swanson to get a hit for that parlay. Let's take another look at that parlay as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Dansby Swanson hit. That is yet to happen. Cubs money line, obviously yet to happen, but they are on top 1-0. Wesneski 4Ks, check. No run in the first inning, check. And now here's Dansby Swanson up to the dish. And he dribbles the first one to third, hustles out of the box, but he's going to get thrown out
He's
there.
going to cost you today.
He might cost me today.
Twice. He's costing you twice.
Costing me twice. No tickets and no cash.
No tickets and no cash. He
See,
is.
if you just got a hit there, I could just buy tickets.
No, he I don't know. Like his bat just is. It's always just been a little bit suspect to me, but his all around game is good. You know,
absolutely. As Mervis steps in 0 for 2 on the afternoon, and he takes that one a little bit low.
Aunt Gillispie.
All right. Mervis 0 for 2 with 2 Ks on the day. 1-0 the count to the Cubs minor league slugger. I don't know if you could call him a major league slugger yet.
I wasn't, when they tabbed him with the MASH tab and everything. I don't know, man. I just was never. But then again, I mean, I'm the one that called Hollywood Pete. You know, I mean,
is that your nickname?
Yeah, I came up with it. Yeah, they're doing a Hollywood Pete bobblehead dog. Really, it was a scout that made a comment, and then I was like, oh, that is a great nickname for him.
Mervis pops that one foul.
Scout was talking about him, you know, like some of his Hollywood stuff, you know, like this guy. And I was like, oh, that's a great nickname because he is Hollywood. He's magic, but, you know, then he's also the guy that took his helmet off and used it to hold his place on base. Like,
yeah.
Who even thought, who would have even done that?
Exactly. Here's the 2-1 to Mervis, and he gets one up in the air. Finally, not a strikeout, but it's going to be playable for the left fielder, Frelick, who makes the grab. Oh, wait, that wasn't Frelick. I think Frelick's playing right.
Piguero.
Nonetheless, that is out number 2. Yeah, here on the broadcast, that's what I was just saying. 32 games without playing a division opponent is the most to start a season in franchise history. And now 27 of our next 41 are against the NL Central.
I'll tell you, I feel like baseball went in the wrong direction in a couple areas. You know, like I liked interleague play at first because I wanted to see Cubs and Sox, you know, and not just at spring training, but during the season. I wanted to see Yankees and Mets and Giants and A's, you know, and Dodgers and and Angels and stuff. And I remember the old timers like not really being big on that, you know, and I was like, okay, you know, whatever. I mean, because remember when it first started, it was only like a couple weeks a year.
And everybody was doing it at the same time.
Yeah, it was a big deal. I don't like how they've just turned it into the NBA. Like every team plays everybody. It doesn't matter. You don't play your division 32 games in, and you don't play them as much. I miss the days of the National League being the National League and the American League being the American League. It made the playoff, the World Series so intriguing, you know, because the leagues were separate.
Yeah, I have a little bit of pushback on that, and it might just be like a my generation thing. I think like the younger crowd really likes interleague play. And
But it's
obviously,
not even interleague play anymore. I mean, like
Right.
it is, but it isn't. It's just like another game. There's nothing
And
special about it.
I think part of the separation between leagues came when you made the National League have the designated hitter, as
Well, that was what
Amaya
killed it.
slaps that one into right center.
There you go. That's 2
He's got a
bags.
base knock. He might be looking for 2 here, and he's going to be out by a mile.
Well, the problem is that you can't jog the first base and then run the second.
Yeah, that was a bad way to end that inning. A nice piece of hitting, but can't run yourself out of an inning like that. But I think once you put the DH in the National League, it's not the National League and the American League anymore. It's the same game now. It's the same strategy. That's one thing. The other thing, with baseball's goal to market their players better and keep more fans, I think it's a good idea to play every team because, now, the Mariners get to see Shohei once a year. And, we get to see, the Mike Trouts of the world and I'm trying to think of some of the American League's best players, Julio Rodriguez and all these guys. And I think that part of it is a good thing. I also think it shouldn't be 10 years before you go to a stadium. Like, it shouldn't be 10 years before the Cubs play at Yankee Stadium again. And so that's why I kind of like that every other year you're going to get to every single ballpark. I like that aspect of it too.
But you're not playing your rivals. You're not playing your division.
And it gets rid of the rivalries. Like the Cubs-Mets used to be a huge rivalry, and it's just not anymore because you don't play as much.
Right.
And
Your 7 games aren't
matter.
making a rivalry. Yeah.
So that part I understand. There's a little bit less of rivals, and there's a little bit less of mystique with the other league, but you do get to see more players and see more of the stars in different ballparks, and I think that's a plus for the game.
And I'm with this. Why even have American and National League? If it's not, if it's not even an American and National League, it's just, like the whole thing was that they were 2 different leagues, and they just played the championship game against each other. Then it was like, now they've turned it into, where it doesn't even matter. It's just another name on a jersey, which is disappointing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Jay says he'll retire. He'll celebrate when Angel Hernandez retires. Taco wants more games in the division.
Especially at this point in the year, 30-something games before you play in the division. But as we head to the 8th here, Cubs on top 1-0. Lovelady still out there. So here's one thing about Craig Counsell. He seems to do this a lot, where he brings in a guy with 1 out in 1 inning. He has them pitch the last 2 outs of that inning, and then he brings him back to start the next inning and try to squeeze an inning and 2/3 out of him.
Right.
The only problem is recently it just hasn't worked. Like, these guys in their second inning have been getting exposed.
Well, yeah, I don't think I think you go in there, you sit down, and then you get back out there, and then you're tight.
Yeah, it's weird. Like Palencia the other night, it looks so dominant in that 10th inning, starts the 11th with a hit by pitch, and a batter later, the game's over.
Well, and he's got to grow up. When the guy was yelling at him, or staring him down, you got to buff back at that guy, and not, it just, I knew they were going to lose as soon as that happened.
As that one is flown to right, Talkman coming in, making a diving catch.
Boom!
Palatine pounder, flashing the leather.
How about these guys playing defense? When you got Hollywood out in center, and you got Talkman in right, and Happ in left. That's about as fast of an outfield as you're going to have. Happ being the slowest.
Gets better with like Bellinger and Suzuki in the mix too. Those guys are great out there.
But I don't know. I think Suzuki's definitely not as good as any one of those guys defensively. But there you go. You got your 1 out. And now
got Trout against the lefty, so now he finished a full inning. Craig's going to take
not
the ball
that Suzuki's
from him.
bad or anything, but he's just not. He's okay. He's a little better than average, maybe.
It's a good outing from Dick Lovelady.
Yeah, this guy out of nowhere, man. Like just kind of,
Here comes Adbert.
Uh-oh. How does everyone feel about that?
I just wanted to put this up there. Bears drafted a punter just to kick Angel Hernandez in the nuts.
Oh God.
Suzuki didn't he win a Gold Glove or their equivalent of a Gold Glove in Japan?
He might have, but I
I wouldn't hate this. Let me know your thoughts. And I think a lot of people have thought about this. I think Pete Crow has done enough to earn a spot, post.
Oh, dude,
when
you
Bellinger
can't send
comes
him back. You can't send him
Absolutely.
back.
So then here's my question. On a
Can't.
day when you're facing a righty, okay? You're facing a righty. You want Talkman in there. You want PCA in there. You got to have Happen Suzuki in there. So what do you think about this? Happen left, P. Crow in center, Talkman in right, Suzuki DH, Bellinger first, Bush third. Like, they just have a ton of outfielders. You know what I mean? They have,
Yeah.
like, Talkman's done enough to earn some starts too, once everybody's healthy. So it's interesting. And that's why having Morel being good at third could be such an advantage, because you could use the DH for Bellinger or for Suzuki or for Bush in various situations and let Bellinger play first a little while Bush DHs and all those sorts of different combinations, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm excited to see how this team looks once fully healthy, because if they're, 19 and 12, not fully healthy, imagine how they'll look when you get the band back together.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting. But I mean, some of the, like I said, the spots on this team for guys like Patrick Wisdom and Nick Magical are going to be tougher and tougher to hold on to, because as these guys come in and take care of business, they're going to be tough to get rid of. She's already got us losing.
Swing and a miss, 95 up in the zone. So here's the thing. Is Adbert only going to go two outs here? Is that what you're trying to get out of him?
I don't know.
2 outs against 2 righties? Like,
I don't know.
keeping him in such a... Basically, Craig Counsell, for lack of a better term, is holding his hand right now. They're trying to get him hand-picked matchups so that he's going to get some of that confidence back, right? Like, that's what's happening.
But I don't even think it's confidence. I mean, I know we use that term a lot, but I just don't think his stuff's as good.
But see, every few outings, it's got life. It's just last year, every outing was consistently.
Right.
So we'll see if he can keep the ball down. We know his big problem has been giving up homers. It's everybody hits homers off this guy.
Please don't.
Jackson Churio in the box, 2-2 the count. He's the Brewers' prize prospect who's having a solid season. Also, yes, Tom Green. I think Canario has to go down once Suzuki and Bellinger come back, because you can't have 6 outfielders. There's not enough room. And there's a fly ball, foul. Bush ranging toward the dugout and just out of room.
Damn.
Top
Welcome
8
to the friendly confines.
Yeah. It could have made a play on it if it was at the Coliseum. Cubs on top 1-0 thanks to a Christopher Morel homer. He gave the Cubs the lead with a homer yesterday, did it again today, also did it in the first game of the series against the Mets. Starting to get some of that power back.
All he needs is 2 outs. I mean, like, they'll decide if he's pitching the 9th and the 9th, but right now, let's just get through the 8th. You know what I mean?
Get us 2 outs. I don't know if Neris is able to go. That'll be interesting. And see who they go with if Neris can't. But Elzlai, before we jump to that 9th inning, Elzlai's got to get this guy out.
He's got
to get the next guy out. That's all it is. 3-2 the count to Churio. The 3-2 up the middle. Horner got a glove on it again. Softly hit.
Here we go.
But we got a runner on first. Now, all you people who have watched a lot of Cubs Brewers over the years might be wondering, where's Christian Yelich? He's usually batting right here in this 2-hole. He's on the IL for the Brewers. He was off to a pretty good start to the season, but he's been banged up for a little while. And in his absence, it's been William Contreras, who's at the plate right now, really stepping up.
Let's double him up.
See if the Cubs can turn one. Here's Alzlai's pitch right down the middle. Thank God he took it.
That's a changeup, I guess.
Jeez.
88.
Yeah. Here's the 0-1 to Contreras. Taken inside.
This is so nerve-wracking.
Yeah, we're not talking much.
No, I think we're all just sitting here.
We'll keep this up here. I'm so scared.
Like, I'm waiting for something bad to happen. Like,
Alzolay checks on the runner at first. 1-1 to count, 1 out. Alzolay allowed a softly hit single up the middle for the runner on first. Man on first, 1 out, and a 1-1 count. Runner going. Alzolay really slow windup. The throw to second, not in time.
jeez, oh freaking Pete.
So 1-2 the count. Got the strike on the pitch, but Churrios into second. Churrio is into second with a steal. All right, so we got a runner on second now. 1 out, 1-2 the count. First base technically open. Contreras at the dish. Heart's beating so fast right now. A 1-2.
He may be heading for a
upstairs.
rehab. His back will be hurting.
You know, I'm wearing the Apple Watch. I can tell you how fast my heart's beating.
Tell us.
Let's see what the guess is.
The thing is he only needs 2 of the 3 outs. One's already there for
I
him.
know.
So get this guy, and then you just need 1.
Here's the 2-2. Into left field. Hap had to make a play back on it, and terrible throw in. Swanson fires at home. We're tied. What a bad throw from Hap.
Yeah, what a bad job by Alzolay.
94 for the heart rate, by the way.
I mean, just right in, and I mean, it just shit down his leg again. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Just that's what it is.
Well, I guess.
I mean, right away, like, you know.
It's tough because that first hit was hit so softly.
Yeah, but
I mean, that is just such a bad throw from Hap.
wonder what is he doing?
It looked like he was thrown into third base.
And that's always been the people that have had a problem with Hap is that it's like sometimes he's just not in the game, and it's like I don't know that he was in the game there. Like it's like he almost forgot what was going on.
You got to come up firing, and obviously, if you have to field it on a 1 bounce back, you have to hit your cutoff man. And if your cutoff man, like, it's just like you're throwing home the cutoff man's Morel. It's not Swanson. Swanson was probably so confused that the ball was coming to him. Like, what are they supposed to do with this?
How about how this guy's so different after the injury?
Yeah, I mean,
what was his injury? What was it?
I think it was a shoulder. I'm not positive though. But he just has not looked the same. The other interesting point that I saw a few people make when we were talking about when all the outfielders come back, you know, and you keep PCA here, maybe Hap's the odd man out in terms of in the field. Like maybe Hap is more of your DH type. I know he's won 2 Gold Gloves, but I'm not completely sold that a defense of Bellinger, PCA, and Tauchman isn't better than one with Hap in it.
Yeah.
Right shoulder strain was Adbert Alzolay's injury last year, by the way. 2-2 the count now. Would love to get a double play here just to get out of this inning. So Mervis could be. Alzolay does not have options. So he would have to go on the IL if he wanted to play in Iowa.
It's just also true. You knew when he was coming in that it wasn't going to be good.
And I mean, he gave him such a good spot to come in. 1 out.
I know.
All you needed to do was get 2 outs.
And he's going to give up another hit or a walk here, and then that'll be his 3 batters. And then I don't know what the other options are, but it's just he's just not.
Here's the 3-2. Outside corner called. Strike 3.
Replay.
Throw the challenge flag on that.
Oh my God.
Geez, we'll take it.
Oh my God.
A very loose interpretation of the outside corner.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I'll take it.
We'll take it. We'll take it. We got 2 outs
right there. Thank God we don't have the robot up.
We got 2 outs. Here's Adames taking a strike. Need a little bit.
Man, he got a gift there.
Oh, and he almost gave one right back.
Oh my goodness, this guy. Jeez, oh Pete. I mean, you're coming into the game like you got to pay attention to the runner at first.
Exactly. Another
Dude,
steal from Milwaukee.
He's just so not in the game. Look at this. What are you doing? It's like he's trying so hard to like pitch that he can't even pay attention to the base runners.
And now a single should score that runner as Adames takes another strike. He doesn't look too happy about it. The zone is definitely benefiting Alizalai right now. Can't deny that.
Look at this.
That one was on the bottom corner, but it was sinking and sinking fast. 1-2 now.
Nervous. Not Mervis. Nervous.
Mervis too. Here's the 1-2 from Alizalai. On the outside corner. Nice take by Adames. He's got a good eye. It's obvious he's taken some some balls that he'd like to be called not strikes, but that's where we're at.
Look at this guy.
Here's the 2-2.
It's time for a put-away pitch.
There's a fly ball foul.
Like, it's his put-away pitch. He just can't put anyone away this year.
Also, to be fair, our current closer can't either, Hector Neris.
Yeah, but I'm not comparing him to Neris. I'm just saying when he comes, at least Neris looks like crap, but gets the job done.
Yeah, true. The score is 1-1. 2-2's our count. And the 2-2 on the outside. Adames fouls it off. Good at bat here from the cleanup hitter in gray. He's about to hang a slider. Stop saying that stuff. You guys are speaking it into existence.
You know,
Start saying he's about to strike him out. Start saying that.
All right, here we go.
Grounder. Dansby dives through everybody, and the run is going to score. Another soft hit ball into the outfield.
He can't put them away.
He can't.
He just can't put them away. Like, his stuff is just not there.
And it's the same thing we saw with Hayden earlier today. Those little weak ground balls hit where nobody isn't, or where nobody is been the difference. Brewers on top 2-1 now. They've scored both runs in this inning.
Slider it's just like, you know, it's
Alizalai got
just
one
not
out
good
only.
enough. Damn it. But if he holds the runner at first, then it's a base hit and the guy's at third.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
It's fundamental. It's a fundamental game, though. It's a fundamental game, and there's more than just, you know, hey, I throw it this hard, or my shape on my pitch is this, or I got this spin rate. You know, like, you got to hold a guy on it first. You got to be in the game mentally. Not only is he struggling, but he's just not in it mentally.
This inning was preventable.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
the base guys that he's letting steal on him. He's not even throwing over there.
And to add insult to injury, it wasn't Craig Counsell coming out to pull him, despite Alizalai already being at 28 pitches. It was Hottovy saying, come on, let's go. We got nobody ready to come in.
They must not have anybody.
Colton Brewer's warming up right now. Everybody else is probably on a day of rest because they've been pitching so much. And Alizalai 1-1 right now. All right. I'll tell you guys, you were right. Alizalai was going to blow it. I just was trying to think the opposite way.
Let's let him give up another stolen base where he doesn't even look at first.
And that one's flown. Here's from Knowledge Untamed. Little can put batters away when he hits the strike zone, but he's been so inconsistent with hitting the strike zone that he's had to go back down to Iowa as well.
Yeah, and that was always his issue. I mean, even before he got called up probably prematurely on his development, but you needed a left-hander, but he bounces too many balls.
And another steal. So now runner on second. I mean, that's a tough pitch to throw anybody out just because of the ball being thrown in the dirt on 1-2.
Especially if you don't throw to first base or really even look that direction.
Yeah, look at that jump. 1-2 is your count now. Alizalai hoping to keep it at a 1-run. Here's the pitch. flown into center. It's another single.
Good
And because
God.
of the stolen base, that run is going to come around to score.
He's getting peppered.
And they're not even hard hit balls. It's just when you
No.
put a guy in second base, they're going to score on anything with 2 outs. And if you're not holding him on, they're going to steal all the time. And that'll be it for Adbert Alzolay.
This is the problem is that he's not an option in the back end of the bullpen anymore.
He's not. That's just where we're at right now. He's not an option at the back end of the bullpen.
And he comes in and he's just not. And something isn't the same as it was. His stuff is not the same this year. You know? And now look at it. Look at this situation right now. Unbelievable. So I guess Anthony's running off to probably go to the bathroom. Let me put this up. You guys can take a look at it. But it's not over yet. But yeah, Steven, I feel like Bill Murray and Groundhog Day too. Because you got the lead. You got the guys that we never even heard of coming from the minor leagues that are coming in and doing stuff like Lovelady, but Alzolay is just not an option right now. And I mean, it got away fast. And to me, it's more than just the hits. It's not paying attention to the runners at first or being so predictable that they know when to steal on you. He's tweaked his shoulder and he's got to go on the IL. Yeah, something tells me that could be the case. But sometimes you try to play through these injuries and you know, you want to contribute and they're telling you to contribute and play and all that stuff. But you're not ready. So, you know, hopefully that's the case with Hendricks, like where he gets back and he's, you know, kind of able to help out. But
yeah, it's so frustrating.
This is the second person that wants to designate for assignment. Alzolay. The show started with that. I mean, before a pitch was even thrown, somebody was asking about that. I just can't even believe it, man.
Yeah, and like not to add insult to injury here, but the offense has been so bad that I don't know if we could score 2 runs.
I don't either. I don't know.
Here's Colton Brewer, his first pitch. Another runner going. This time they might have a play on him. He's safe. Bowers with a steal. 3 steals of second in this inning by the small ball Brewers. Look at that jump off of Brewer.
Well, they're not even looking over there. Like that's got to be fixed. You got to keep an eye on the guys on base.
0-1 the count, and that one behind a batter, so he'll move on to third base. And this is getting ugly, folks.
Good God.
This is hard to watch.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah. I mean, Amaya didn't even have a possibility of catching that.
Look at it right up there by his dome. I was watching a game when I was a kid, and Pete Rose ducked out of the way, but his bat hit the ball, and it rolled back to the mound. It's like I threw it behind him.
And this is a good point too. It's a waste of a great start from Hayden Wesneski. He was awesome tonight. Not only is he not going to get a win, but the Cubs might take a loss here. 1-2 the count to Hoskins. Brewers pitch, a little bouncer, foul.
This is what I've just wanted to say about 8 times in the inning right here.
Yeah, I mean that just about
that sums it up. I just want to yell that. It's just like, are you kidding me?
Brewers on top 3-1, 1-2 the count. Runner on third, Hoskins up. Colton Brewer pitching, trying to get out of this inning. Here's the 1-2, and Hoskins punches another one foul.
You could just tell when Alzolay came in, and he couldn't get the pitch to get the batter out. Like
yeah, he was ahead.
The put away pitch, and then everything just fell apart from there.
He was ahead 0-2 on the first batter, ended up working it all the way to 3-2, a couple fouls, and then a slowly hit softly hit ball into center field. Too bad later, same thing happens.
Nothing like being in a game like that and your left fielder throws the ball to third instead of home. Like he's out there like he's thinking about what his meal is for dinner. I'm going to get a burger. I like those smash burgers. Oh, here's the ball. Oh, yeah.
About the coffee he's going to make himself. And the hardest part is, and then like the pitchers aren't giving themselves any help by not holding on runners. And then any softly hit single is going to turn into an RBI single if the guy's coming from second base.
This is a shit show. Okay.
1-2. Swing and a miss from Hoskins. We head finally to the bottom of the 8th, but shit, down 3-1.
Shit show. And it's look, I don't care. It's not about the winning and losing. Yesterday, the Cubs lost to the Mets, and I thought that they played a good game. They were hustling. They played hard. You know, the Mets came up with some big hits, caught a break. You know, the ball that was bounced back to Keegan Thompson, that play should have been made. You make that play, you win the ball game, right? Mm-hmm. Change the momentum. And it was a bad luck play. I mean, it just happens. Today, that 8th inning right there for a major league team is inexcusable. You know, like you got to hold runners on base. Like, you know, big league, you're a big leaguer. You got to keep an eye on you can't let them get a damn running start to second 3 times. Your left fielder's got to know where to throw the ball. You know, like, I know you've been out there and you're wondering, like, what's going on? It's just been a long inning. I'm kind of tired, you know, like, yeah, but you got to be ready to throw the guy out at the plate. You're a Gold Glover. No, you threw it to third and everybody's like, what are we doing here? Nobody was even going to third.
No, the guy was rounding second, heading for home.
Maybe it slipped. It probably slipped out of his hands.
And he was lucky that Dansby was there. Otherwise, it would have just been
maybe that's what
throw into the dugout. But yeah, I mean, it's tough to watch, tough to swallow. Now you head to the bottom of the 8th in a 2-run hole, and your offense hasn't been able to generate much of anything today. Happ has 2 hits. Bush has 2 hits. Morel has a homer. And that's just about it. It's going to be Amaya leading things off. And if you know anything about Pete Crow Armstrong's spot in the order leading off. But if you know anything about Craig Counsell, if a lefty's pitching, you could kiss PCA goodbye. He pulled him yesterday to have Swanson hit, who's slow and who's having a slow streak. So we'll see.
Isn't this what you have though? Patrick Wisdom for?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Do you really want PCA out of the game? I don't.
All right, Super Chat, thank you. I've had this theory that it's going to take Craig Counsell working with scouting team for 3 years to start seeing players like Milwaukee has right now. I'm going to tell you something about Craig. I've never seen a manager that's more in tune and active with the scouts, with the development than him. You know, like he wants to know what's going on in the system, who's where, what the Cubs are doing. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't have a handprint on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's excited to be a part of every aspect about the Cubs organization. And that's why you pay a manager like this, so he can be involved from top to bottom. As Pete Crow Armstrong leads off this inning with a ground ball to second base, he's hustling, but he'll be out by a couple of steps. For out number 1 here at the bottom of the 8th, that'll bring up the top of the order and Nico Hoerner. PCA's 0 for 3 today.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting question, too. When Steele comes back, would you think about either Ben Brown or Hayden Wesneski being instead of a long relief guy, being like a setup man or closer?
Well, I've talked about this, before, and I'll address it again. The problem is if you turn Ben Brown into a closer, you're going to blow him up eventually. Those guys get hurt all the time. You got a starter right now and a guy who starters are expensive. Okay. Like starting pitching is the most expensive thing that you can buy, right? I mean, look at it. You get guys that are mediocre and you're giving them $16 to $20 million.
Yeah.
The top of the line guys are like, $25-30 million. I mean,
fair, yeah.
You got a young pitcher who has the potential to be a starter for you. You're going to throw him in the bullpen. It's normally the guys that wash out as starters, like Alzolay. Remember, he came up, supposed to be a big prospect, couldn't do it as a starter. They move him into the bullpen. So it's a risk. But at the same time, you're trying to win games now.
Fair ball.
There we
Nico
go.
Horner down the line. He'll be hustling into second. And he stayed at first.
Think about the plays. Yesterday, we're talking about how this team hustles, right? Today, we got Amaya hitting a ball in the gap and jogs around first and then gets thrown out at second base by like the half of the base path, right? You got Hap throwing to the wrong base, which maybe the ball slipped out of his hand. Who knows, right?
How did Horner not get to second there? The outfielder fell down.
Probably, if he didn't, it's probably because
he didn't want to get thrown out.
Yeah, you can't get thrown out there, so you got to kind of just.
I thought he might have a chance at 2 even without the guy falling, and then he fell, but Horner must have just been already committed to going back toward first base.
This guy just twisted his ankle.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised you don't have a runner in scoring position here. But either way, Horner on base with a hit. He's 2 for 4 today, another 2-hit game for him. And, maybe he tries to swipe it back, take a page out of the Brewers book. Oh, he hyperextended.
Oh, it's that front. It was the front leg. Oh, he was sliding around on that warning track. And then, because I was like, that back leg looks good. And then you see that front leg, and that looks bad.
Yeah. So they'll give him a little bit of time to warm up.
Yeah, I'm curious about what we're looking at with this bullpen. I mean,
one lady actually looks solid. Does he fit in long term? Keegan Thompson. What about him? Ben Brown and Wisniewski once the rotation gets healthy. What about how long will the Neris thing last before these walks start biting him? Mark Leiter Jr. hasn't looked sharp his last 2 times out. How long are we going to be without Merriweather? There's a ton of bullpen questions. But the Cubs have a runner on first with 1 out. Coming up to the dish now is Tauchman. We'll see if the Cubs are able to put together a little rally here. I don't know if this hat will do it. Do you want to do rally caps, Mick?
Do it. Do the rally cap.
I'll see if it'll work. Let's see if we can get this going. Be alert for foul balls, rally cap.
Well, the first pitch is a swinging, big golf swing there. Tauchman.
All right, we got a rally cap.
There you go. That is a rally cap. Look at that thing.
All right, come on, Cubbies. Come on, Tauchman. He's not happy about that. Flies it into left. And a brand new left fielder gets some action early.
Just hit a soft ground ball past second base. I mean, that's all the Brewers seem to be good at doing, and it worked for them.
And it's working.
All day games.
Yeah, I got some day games coming up with these Brewers. Tauchman 0 for 4. This brings up Hap, who's 2 for 4, or 2 for 3, I should say, on the day. Maybe Hap could put a charge into one. He's only had 1 homer so far, but I mean, remember before they sent him down, he was a 25 homer a year guy, and then he went down to work on contact, and he came back with virtually no power.
You give up power for contact sometimes.
And Hap flies another one to left. This one a little bit deeper, but a very easy play. And that'll do it for the 8th. Cubs get a runner on, but strand him. And just like that, we head to the 9th. In a game the Cubs once led 1-0. They now trail 3-1 as we head to the 9th.
Everything was so great when we were playing Immaculate Grid, and then all of a sudden, they had to bring in Alzolay.
Yep.
Had to do it.
There's nobody left. Like, I'm not mad that they brought him in. I'm just mad that he didn't pitch well.
Yeah, right. I got you.
Everybody else has been. I mean, you can't have guys on the team that you're like. We were talking about this with Quas at the beginning of the year. You can't have guys on your team that you're nervous about in any situation, because otherwise you're going to burn out the talented relievers you have. Like, there's a reason you're allowed to carry 13 pitchers.
Right.
If you're confident in 13 pitchers, your bullpen's great. You feel good about anybody you throw out there in any situation. But the fact of the matter is the Cubs have about 2, 3, 4 different guys that when they're out there, you're holding your breath. And then guys like Leiter and Merriweather and, Neris get overworked. And by the end of September, you're where you are last year with your guys getting burnt out and you can't finish games. I'd like to see Carl Edwards Jr. up. I know that's been said a lot today.
Well, let's, while we're sitting here, let me go ahead and get this up.
But again, if the offense were able to score 5 runs, the bullpen didn't blow this game. You know what I mean? The offense is just as much to blame.
So here's what we got in the minors right now in Iowa. We got.
How's Gloss pitching?
Let me go by ERA. Oh, it disappeared. Everybody disappeared.
Oh, only one guy's qualified?
Yeah, so let's not do that. Crap. All right. So we got Pannone, who's been good. Look at him. He's a starter, but they could move him to the bullpen. Who's got some saves here? Colton Brewer, he's in the big leagues. Carl Edwards, 2. Riley Martin.
Let's see Carl Edwards. Let's bring him up. That's who I want to see.
Look at Quas. It's like he's the same guy in Iowa. Won a record of 4.50 ERA. He'll be back up eventually.
Yeah, he will. Hopefully, and I'm rooting for him to be back because I think he can be a good pitcher.
Porter Hodge is on the 40-man right here.
He's a guy I've heard a ton of good things. Alex Cohen, who's the broadcaster for the AAA team, tweets about him often. I'm sold on him.
So he's an option.
Strikeout for Brewer there.
Whoa! Did you see that Love Lady had 20 strikeouts in one walk? Who cares about the 5.84 ERA? It's like if you can strike people out
and not put them on base.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'm with Love Lady. Here's the pitch to Ortiz, who pinch hit in the last inning.
Oh, I don't know, man. Jeez.
What about Jake Slaughter? We see a comment here from David Snyder asking about Jake Slaughter.
Dude, I love Slaughter. Slaughter's a very unconventional type of player because, all of the stuff that he does, right? So he's hitting .312, 4 home runs, 11 RBIs. He is a good one, an athlete. And so the adjustment to playing every day is something that he's been making and he's doing a good job with. He doesn't look as smooth as some guys, but the results are there. And I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, shit, you can't hit right now. Why not see if this guy can come up and we're caught up so much in what it looks like instead of what the result is. And I think that's what's holding him back some, but he's a really good athlete. He runs the bases well. I'd be interested to see. I mean, Matt Mervis has gotten a chance and he hasn't done anything with it. What if you gave Slaughter a chance? What if he just came up and, just muscled some balls out for you?
Yeah. They need a spark offensively. Morel can only do so much so often, and everybody else on the team is pretty much struggling. Nico's getting on. Nobody can drive him in. Happ, Bush, Swanson have all been terrible over the last 2-3 weeks. Somebody's got to step up offensively because the starting pitching has been excellent. The bullpen hasn't been great, but it hasn't been that bad. It's the offense only scoring 1 or 2 runs a game that makes every game so hard to win. That one shot down the right field line. It's fair. Talkman giving chase into the corner, and it's rattling around.
That's a triple.
Should be a triple. Horner makes the throw to third way late. It is a triple. Who hit that? I think it was Ortiz who came in to pinch hit earlier.
Let's see if Brewer can get a strikeout.
Yeah, see that slice on that ball?
Once it hits and then kicks past you, you're done. I'll never forget being at Game 3 of the World Series and Cubs are getting shut out. And And I think it was a 1-0 game too, right? And
1-0 or 2. Yeah, it was
something like that, right? And Soler hit one down the line, and he just like stood there and watched it. And then when it hit, like it took a weird bounce, and he ended up with a triple. If he would have ran, you're like, could this guy have gotten inside the park home run?
probably.
Because that corner is so tough.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it just rattles so much.
Plus the bricks and everything else.
Brewer on the mound, the count's 1-1. Perkins 0 for 3, showing bunt and pulling it back.
See that Coca-Cola sign behind home plate? I was there when they were I was on the field when they were putting that up. It's pretty funny. It looks great. Yeah.
The home run in advertisements too.
Well, those roll.
Right. Ground ball to Swanson, infield in. One of the rare times you see infield in work. I feel like it never works.
Yeah.
And there's 2 outs. Back to the top of the order, Anchurio. And he flies that one to left. Hap charging. And he makes the catch. Now we head to the bottom of the 9th. The Cubs have Morel, Bush, and Swanson due up. We'll keep an eye on that as we try to put a rally together here in the 9th. Because the Cubs led this game 1-0, and they led last night, and the bullpen gave it up. And just like today, the bullpen gave it up. The only difference is, or the thing is with both of these, the offense didn't do much either with a chance to put the game away. We'll see if the offense can try to put a rally together, put some confidence back in this offense that has been scuffling for a few weeks.
You got the rally cap on. Could we see a miraculous comeback here?
A Friday watch party on the Cubs baseball channel with an epic rally would be
When's
awesome.
our next one? When is our next watch party? Do you know?
I want to say it's 2 weeks from today, May the 17th, but I'm checking to be sure. Yes, I believe May 17th against Pittsburgh, another divisional one. Actually, our next 4 watch parties are divisional ones. Pittsburgh on May 17th, Cincinnati on May 31st, and Seattle on St. Louis on June 14th. So we get the Brewers today, the Pirates in 2 weeks, the Reds 2 weeks after that, and the Cardinals 2 weeks after that.
Nice.
Getting
June
to see all the
14th. That's my birthday.
Which one?
June 14th.
Oh, there we go.
A birthday watch party.
There we go. A little B-Day watch party. Maybe we get you to Wrigley on the B-Day.
That'd be great. I might be able to do that. I got to get up there anyway, so yeah.
Now, to be Morel leading off, the thing that worries me here is Morel's never been a table setter. He's going to swing out of his shoes 3 times.
Yeah.
Got to hope he connects on one. Whoa.
Mick going to be 59.
Whoa.
Oh, man. I thought we were tight, man. I thought we were tight.
Yeah, this is the eternal question. What's been worse, the bullpen or the situational hitting?
Shit, I don't know. The bullpen the last couple of days. I mean, could have won the game in New York. This is what you're dealing with, though. You got to remember you're missing your 2 best hitters. And the whole lineup is weak right now because of that. It's not like you have a whole lot of options. I mean, those guys got to get back in the lineup and produce.
Morel with a big swing and a miss. He homered in the 6th inning to give the Cubs a 1-0 lead that has since turned into a 3-1 deficit. And he took a huge swing at that first pitch at 99 and that second pitch at 100
He
swung
loves it. He
right
loves
through
these.
both of them.
He loves these. You know
It's
what I
just
mean?
it's just a
All right,
bad
let's switch
approach
here,
for
maybe.
this situation, you
Maybe
know?
this will give us a little bit of luck. He's going to swing as hard as he can. And this guy's going to throw it as hard as he can.
Oh, tried to drop one in there. Yeah, he's
Oh.
going to. I just don't know if that works as well in this situation. Like, this situation calls for a base runner, a home run, and you're still losing. Here's the pitch upstairs.
Oh, step into that one at 90.
Yeah. Come on. That wouldn't have hurt too bad. You got an elbow guard. Here's the 2-2. Morel takes a curveball called strike 3.
Well, that wasn't fair.
That's just a tough pitch.
That wasn't fair. You're throwing 100 and then you're just going to throw that curveball at him like that. I mean, come on.
Yeah, dropped it right in there. Out number 1.
Right down the middle too. Like, that's why it's tough to be a big league hitter.
Here's Michael Busch, 2 for 3 today. And he takes one off the outside corner for a ball. Love to see Busch get on here, extend the game. Oh, that was not a strike. Here's a question for you, Mick.
What's that?
If you have to pick one to move to closer, one to start, Wicks and Ben Brown, who's closer, who's starter? That's
Look.
not a strike either.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
But that's what I'm saying. This is the problem with the umpires. And it helped us earlier that the guy
was a strike.
Look at where the glove ends up, though. So the ball's the ball's way outside, and then the glove ends up in the middle of the plate, and it's not even freaking close. Like
you basically force Busch to swing at whatever pitch comes because he's going to call it a strike anyway. See, that's a terrible at bat. That just sucks. And now you're at 2 outs.
Well, it's terrible umpiring.
That's what I mean. And it turns into a bad at bat because you didn't get a chance.
The sooner that we have the technology to get rid of them, like where you can just say, hey, we're going to review that one. Okay, that's ball 1, and then we're going to review that one. That's ball 2. Like, instead of it being 2-0, it was 0-2, and you're right. It changes everything.
And then he had to swing because it was probably going to get called a strike anyway.
The pitch was here. He's catching it here, and then he's going like this. Like, way up here.
Yeah, and the umpire's
like, oh, it was right down the middle. Like, no, it wasn't, dude. You caught it here.
Right down the middle. Yeah, that'll bring up Dansby Swanson now, who is 0 for 3 today. Ice cold. See if he could start a little rally.
Well, at least you get another chance to get that hit and win your parlay.
I still need Cubs money line too.
Oh, you gotta have those right. Cubs win. Nope.
Second baseman leaving it for the right fielder.
Oh,
and puts it away.
All right. It was a good game until Alzolay came in. Then it wasn't such a good game anymore. But we lost. Final thoughts.
I'll give you one. We can't keep losing games like that. We can't keep giving ball games away. And that's the problem with the team that's so banged up and injured. They were treading water and they were winning games for so long, but that's like 6 or 7 that you've given away in late inning situations this season. And yes, you can blame the offense. Yes, you blame the pitching from the bullpen. But the fact of the matter is, on any given day, somebody needs to step up and end this and put games away. You need to be able to win games, especially against your division, against the league. You need to be able to put games away that you have late leads in, because that's the only way you're going to turn this season into a playoff season.
Yeah. Yep. I think that you want to win these type of games, and that the teams played up until today. I thought they played, really smart baseball, but today the you hit a ball in the gap and you jog him, and then you get thrown out at second, whether it slipped out of Hap's hand or it didn't, the throw going to the wrong base, the not holding the runners on for Alzolay, and then, and you lose a game on a bunch of singles and stolen bases, so that's the tough part. But I understand at the same time that you're not playing with your full deck right now. I mean, you got a lot of those guys that are out. So if you're Craig Counsell, you just got to keep everybody, you got to keep everybody, kind of heads up, and it's just tough. I mean, it's tough. This is what could have happened right away when we lost those guys,
exactly.
And it didn't.
That's why it was so impressive that the Cubs kept winning, and keeping themselves in contention for first place and treading that water, while they were so hurt and so decimated on both sides, offense and pitching. But now it's starting to catch up to them, which was obviously bound to happen. It just hurts so bad when you keep, like, they're obviously capable of winning these games if they're having leads late. You just have to be able to finish these games, and it's been so hard lately.
Yep. Dansby, what is that? 1 for 17. Yeah. I mean, like, he to me is he's a marginal hitter at the plate. He's a good defender. He's a good base runner. He's a good leader, but he's marginal. And he's just nothing about him scares me in the lineup. I like it when he's hot, but right now, I mean, he's just not doing anything. And this is when the Cubs need him to step up. I mean, because they're injured. But new game tomorrow. What do we got for tomorrow before we
tomorrow we have, I believe it is Assad back on the mound. No, Tyone on the mound against Tobias Myers. Tyone 2-0 with a 1.50 ERA. So he's on the mound tomorrow. Hopefully can put an end to this and get the Cubs the W.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Let's do it again next Friday game at Wrigley. Anthony, nice job. That was fun. Tough loss. I'm
Almost
pissed off. You're pissed off. We're all pissed off.
Yeah.
Let's just relax, have a cold beer or beverage or whatever, and get back at it again. The Cubs play tomorrow and Sunday at 1:20, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. Make sure that you check out our show in the morning. And if anything happens, we'll be covering that as well. So we'll keep an eye if they make any moves with, the pitching staff going into tomorrow's game. I have a feeling that there could be some moves coming, but we'll see. But thank you guys so much. Beer time. Hey, toasts to all of you guys, and go Cubs. Thanks for being here. This has been a lot of fun. And like and subscribe. If you're not part of what we're doing, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up for hanging out with us. Almost 3 hours here live watching the game.
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow. Go Cubs.
Go Cubs.